And now,
And they
What's
need
up,
to be
everybody?
concerned.
What's up, everybody? It's Saturday, July the 19th, 9 o'clock on the dot. It just turned it. I swear it did. We on point today.
America.
My note taker. So give me just one sec. So this week, we've been busy. Things have been popping off. Nothing too crazy. I think Sarah, are you still in here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Sarah ended up filing an interlocutory appeal this week. Everybody give a congratulations over to Sarah.
congrats, Sarah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You go, girl.
We
Congrats,
moving,
Sarah.
we moving it on up, right? If you're not getting your resolution on the lower end, you're not getting your answers back, they're not doing what they're properly supposed to do. Move it on up and let's get it done right. There's a lot of constitutional errors that are occurring with Sarah's situation, and it's a learning curve. There's no doubt to get to the point where you're like, okay, we're here, now we need to get there. And there's a lot of information in Sarah's channel. There's no doubt. It can be overwhelming if you're not understanding kind of like the structure and the process, or just maybe some different avenues to take. But you can learn a lot in there, as you should. And it's very beautiful to see. One of the things I wanted to go over today is just kind of, I wanted to take a little bit of time, if y'all don't mind, to go through just Hood River aspects, because there's people that are now moving into their civil suits. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything yet. Some people have way more experience than me in the civil aspect of things, but either way, based on my experience and what I've gone through, is something that's going to allow you to not make some of the same mistakes, or not necessarily the mistakes, or just actually be on top of your shit, should I say. Because I wasn't as much as I should have been, but it's okay. I think we're gonna be just fine. Okay, I'm not worried about nothing. I just let God take control of everything, right? And I think that's how it should be. I think a lot of the times I always used to try myself personally. I mean, I'm talking about myself. I, I'm I'm one who likes to plan out things and make sure that my future's done right. And, I like to be able to make sure to leave on time and arrive somewhere early so I'm never late. I'm that kind of guy. And when it comes to my life, that's not always how it goes. And I'm starting to figure that out. And as I figure it out a little bit more, uh, again, it's just letting loose and letting the universe work like it's supposed to work. And that's all that matters. And yeah, just wanted to give that to y'all so that if you're coming into any fear or problems in your life to where you feel like you can't control the situation, just let go. And that's going to lead us into the first part of what we're going to go into today. I don't think I see anybody fairly new in here other than one person, which I'm actually going to stop my share real quick to introduce my brother Gregory Lee. Hey, Gregory, why don't you come on up and introduce yourself? I think this is your second time on, but you're finally a real true Wisedomian member.
Right.
You're in here working, and I ain't seen Nick in quite a while either. What's up, Nick? Dang, nice to see you back, bro. It's been a while.
Hey, Wisedome gang. My name's Gregory Lee, and I'm from Canyon Lake, Texas. I was on, I think, a chat about a week ago Wednesday, and Cam is helping me out with my case. I've got a foreclosure going on, and the violations that the court process on the state level is so voluminous that it's hard to get your mind track on one thing to go after them. They don't even you find out your signature is the only one on the promissory note and the security instrument. There's no other signature on it. I guess I'm contracted with myself. It's crazy. And I've been watching Wisedome for quite a while now, and I finally going to step up. And there's no doubt Cam is a chosen one of our Heavenly Father to lead this charge, and what a daunting task he has. And he has just grabbed the reins, and he's wrestling the bull. And I tell you what, he's got one awesome gang that's jumping on the back of the bull as he's wrestling it. And I tell you what, we're going to subdue it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I said, hell yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are, brother. It's a sincere pleasure to meet like-minded people and to come together and invoke the power of the Most High, and to do His will. And His will is for His children to succeed, and to not let the enemy, the adversary, put out any snares for us that might entrap us into their little game. We're going to high step it right through it, and we're learning it, and it's going to happen. And thanks for everybody welcoming me, and many blessings to everybody. And let's get it on.
Right on. Thanks, Gregory.
Appreciate it, Troy.
Glad to have you here, brother.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I need a little brotherly love, man. I just
we got a lot of that here, man.
Straight
Right
up.
on.
Thanks for being here, Gregory. Nick, it's nice to see you back. How you been, brother?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Cam. Been pretty busy. Good, but busy. This is the first Saturday that I didn't go to the farmer's market, so I'm able to join. This is, my first Saturday. So.
Yeah, man. Glad to see you here, brother. Yeah, man. It's been a while since I've seen you. Okay, so one of the first things I want to kind of go through today is one of the chapters of self-governing, bruh. This is that aspect that I was talking about in relation to just kind of like letting go, right, on some certain aspects. But it also comes into that fear aspect as well. Fear is a big thing I think that a lot of us still hold on to, and it's because of the unknown, right? We're fearing the unknown of what could possibly happen. But if you bring in the aspect of already knowing, standing on that knowing, nothing's going to falter and fail you if you're moving and not being stiff in your approaches. Again, be like the bamboo when the wind blows. Don't be like the oak. And I just wanted to read through this chapter 9 before we kind of get into some of the Hood River aspects and civil things that people are starting up and moving into. So the foundations of fear is a tool of control. Now, we all know that fear is a powerful emotion capable of summoning flight or fight instincts, and thus easily exploited by those seeking to manipulate or dominate. The court, the DA, all of these aspects, the police officer, even the clerk, right? They're all trying to just see if you know what you know. In a nation dedicated to self-governance and God-given liberties, understanding how fear-based indoctrination operates becomes crucial. By examining historical patterns in modern psychological tactics, like our boy was saying, talking about he about to put somebody into hypnosis, where are we at? Tactics. We see why our spiritual convictions and moral autonomy must stand firmly against the pull of fear, ensuring that neither paranoia nor panic undermines our freedom. Now, historical authoritarian regimes leveraged fear to consolidate power. From the ancient times through the 20th century, tyrants and totalitarian rulers have capitalized on crises, real or manufactured, to justify emergency decrees, broaden surveillance, and suppress dissent. By stoking fears of internal or external enemies, such regimes convinced people, citizens, to trade personal liberty or self-governance for a promise of security when it's not even security. They just harassing, taxing, and taking over. It's like, do as we say, even when you show me your ID, I'm still going to break your window. Like, what is going on? There is no security. It's do as you're told. Fear me and do as you're told. I have ultimate power. I have ultimate control, the authoritarian. Case studies from ancient empires to the 20th century consider the reign of terror during the French Revolution, where even prior allies lived in constant dread of denunciation. In modern times, dictators use the scepter of foreign infiltration or ideological subversion to command loyalty. Fearful populations often comply with intrusive laws and forfeited rights in the name of protection. Do you hear that? Who was we just talking about? We was talking about somebody who has this same belief. We have to keep the belief that these laws are in place to keep people fearful, to just comply with the intrusive laws. Because if not, if we don't have these laws that are in place, we're going to have chaos then, right? Yeah. Does anybody know what life is like without all these laws?
Yeah, bliss.
Thank you. But do we truly know? How can we say the
What are
things?
you talking about? They're not even law.
No.
Correct.
Freedom.
You're correct. Now, but what I'm just saying, though, is do we even...
Cortisone levels in your brain, and it fucks you up from being able to think.
Now, what I'm saying is, do we even know what it's like, though? Or are we given this story, this fear-based indoctrinated idea that if we don't have all these laws, there would be chaos.
If we didn't have all these laws, there wouldn't be, they wouldn't exist.
It's always the Hegelian dialectic, keeping
Yeah.
people in a constant state of fear. The fear allows people to be easily manipulated, so they just comply with the intrusive laws and forfeited rights in the name of protection, illustrating the timeless pattern. When fear takes root, the abuse of power flourishes. Fear is a primal emotion and appeals to safety or to avoiding disaster, can short-circuit rational debate. Right or wrong? Are we all not forgetting that Eddie Craig script when shit starts popping off? You dig what I'm saying? I'm forgetting it too. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's a real deal thing, bro. Psychological research indicates that anxious individuals lean toward authoritative figures, promising certainty. And as a result, demagogues or propagandists exploit uncertainty to galvanize blind adherents, undermining reasoned discourse. In an age of 24/7 news cycles, sensational headlines, and crisis language, that can cultivate a culture of alarmism, nudging the populace to expect catastrophe around every corner. Fear, fear, what's next? What's coming? World War III. I want the Epstein list. Oh no, they've just introduced a new bill that's printing all this money. Everything's gonna go into, I mean, it's all over. The end of the world's coming. It's AI. I mean, it's everywhere, constant all the time. How could you live free by even paying attention to any news cycle? It's so hard for me. I stay away from it completely. And my mind has actually, I've been able to relinquish a large amount of anxiety and fear just from getting rid of that news input. So yeah, on that one, just letting you know. This perpetual crisis mode fosters dependency on the government's solutions or charismatic leaders. Oh, God, no. Rather than promoting constructive engagement or self-governance, which should always be the core. Instead of Americans analyzing issues objectively, they become fearful subjects seeking rescue at the expense of liberty. So in sum, fear-based propaganda is nothing new. Its manifestations evolve with technology and cultural context, yet the underlying tactic remains constant. Stoke dread, offer control as a remedy, and watch personal autonomy fade. For a faith-centered republic, one that is of spirit, one that is of knowing, one that within itself flourishes and manifests everything that the great I Am has asked as a duty of an American, recognizing this cycle is crucial, so that the reliance on God's truth, our great creator, our most high, whatever you may call that, and one's moral compass can triumph over manipulated emotions. So the fear erosions of individual conscience.
Is a liar.
Facts. But again, you let it. You let it. It's kind of like, I was down in Kansas, and when I'm down there talking to Quentin and all them, we talking, and I'm asking them for advice, based on their life experiences, because they're all ages, and they like, bro, you just need to take your own advice. Listen to yourself. I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I just need to listen to myself. So genuine moral choices require clarity and courage. Man, that's big. Clarity first within yourself of knowing who you are, then that courage to know that the universe is going to back you. Oh, that one's tough. Clarity to know who you are and have the courage to depend on the universe to work it out for you. Your doubt of the universe does not allow the universe to work.
Hindering it.
Go ahead.
That part, all of it.
All of it.
And the reality of all of that is that we were conditioned based on what we observed and what we experienced. And so that's the only thing the mind can rely on. And so it is a continuous challenge to the mind of the story that it has created. And I've been going through this and I teach this and I'm over here going, oh, my body's still recalibrating and it's still burning off old stories. And this is what this time that we're going through is about, is acknowledging that the only reason it's bringing up fear is because it's unfamiliar and you haven't been there yet.
Right. Yep.
To allow fear to control you means that you're never going to actually live.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's always what if. It's always what if. It's always worry. And
Could
you,
have, would have, and should have.
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Fear's just an acronym called false evidence appearing real.
Real. Yep.
You guys are awesome.
Yep.
Or it could also stand for, F everything and run.
That too. That too. Yet fear clouds judgment, prompting hasty concessions that violate one's core principles. You can see now why people out there who their opinions, as far as there's not a great creator or whatever they may have, are concerned. We're bringing it back. We're bringing the gratitude and the Most High back to the forefront. In biblical accounts, we see figures like Peter momentarily swayed by terror, denying Christ under threat, highlighting how even the faithful can falter when fear reigns. Now, as examined in previous chapters of Self-Governing Bruh, and if you don't have Self-Governing Bruh, you can get it on the website, BIITP.com. Legislatures or officials sometimes redefine common rights like travel or speech, at least they try to, as common or commercial privileges, scaring people into compliance with threats or fines or criminal records, that quasi-criminal aspect of things within the courts. If the populace remains fearful of potential repercussions, they may fail to question the moral basis of such laws, effectively surrendering freedoms without a second thought. And honestly, I feel like that even comes back to your parents. Who you're around, right? What is your surrounding? What was your upbringing? Do you have that foundational core to even give you the eligibility to know what it's like to stand up with truth in our great creation, right? So much like the acceptance of the colonial writs of assistance or modern legislative overreach, American citizens, I know y'all don't like that. It's okay. Take it how you must. You have me saying sovereign citizens in this thing, and a lot of people won't like that. But consumed by anxiety, let's just say citizens out there that are consumed by anxiety about public safety might willingly jettison established checks and balances. Just give it us all. We're going to let you take care of it, and we don't care how you get it done. Blindly voting. The call, quote, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Give me one moment.
When they call us sovereign citizens, I think what we should do is just ask them the question. And the question would be something like, are you prejudiced against sovereign citizens? Just simple, clear, and just ask them the question.
Yeah, because you're putting it back on them. There's a lot of good elements here of the aspect of asking the questions for clarity and allowing them to answer so that the presumption and assumption of what should be is not just lingering in the ether.
Plus building the record, are you a public servant? I mean,
Maybe you say like, are you saying that, are you asking if I'm an American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
So one of the things that one fellow just said, against, change that word against, because that's a negative representation of yourself. You can present yourself as, are you prejudiced towards sovereign citizens? Because that takes a negative aspect off of that against, and they'll tend to agree with a towards statement instead of an against statement.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for the battle.
This is why I almost want to print out 1,000 copies of that Roosevelt speech and just start passing them out to people when they say something about sovereign citizens. Oh, you think that? Have you ever read this? This is our history right here. Have you read this? Go ahead and read that and tell me you still hate sovereign citizens.
Right.
She had
a copy to everybody I see.
She had people in the service department enthralled yesterday reading that off to them.
It's badass.
How about this one, Cam?
I mean, that is the key to getting past this, is that 1940 resolution for sure.
I know
a lot of people up.
Nation, and it's just sovereign.
I would have them define it first. What is a sovereign citizen?
Yeah, what is a sovereign citizen?
And then ask. And so what is it about that you yourself have an opinion based on?
Right. So the call quote, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear, unquote, becomes a rallying cry for intrusive measures. Ironic, given the historical record showing how quickly invasive laws can stifle dissent and entrench power. So when fear saturates a society, be it fear or foreign enemies, disease or internal threats, the lines blur. And once extreme policies like legislative guilt by decree or open-ended warrants start to seem necessary, but there's a programming there that must occur before that seeming becomes necessary. So the populace, desperate for reassurance, protection, they've got us protected. We need it. We can't self-govern. We can't protect ourselves anymore. We need someone. Elevates centralized authority. We need everyone to have a driver's license. What do you mean people can't get out here and figure it out all on their own? What do you mean people can't have their father teach them before they're of the age to actually drive or travel or operate said automobile? Again, this is a society of self-governance. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.
If I may.
Go ahead, Papa.
In the words of Benjamin Franklin, if you trade liberty for security, you deserve neither and lose both.
Damn, got him. Yeah, Brian over here's the deal. He loves to say that one. That's one of his foundations. The populace, desperate for reassurance, elevates centralized authority, forgetting that the Constitution and the Creator-endowed rights are the most needed precisely when fear mounts. Thus, from grand tyrannies in history to subtle manipulations in everyday life, fear has proven itself a consistent catalyst for undermining free will. And that's the core of it all. Everything is situated to end your free will. That is the core, number one aspect. Stop their free will. They must be controlled by any means necessary. We will figure out the plan, and they will follow like cattle. Where citizens or Americans or those sovereign citizens or nationals or whatever title you seek to go by, I really see that it's irrelevant when you're bringing forth what you know, which is the I am, right? And you can always remember that you bringing forth your own documentation can define said words however you see fit in any documentation that you're sending over. Okay?
On the spot. You
On
can
the
verbally,
spot.
yeah, you can change it. You know, it depends on what kind of hat you want to wear at that time you're speaking.
In this context, at this time, I define and know you are the I am. Where citizens lose sight of the God-given dignity and moral clarity, they become vulnerable and charismatic to any charismatic figure or official structure promising respite from perceived threats. The biblical oh my gosh.
Exhortation.
I hate that word.
Yeah, I can barely read. It's blurry.
Yeah, it's horrible. The biblical exhortation. Oh, I hate it. Quote, be not afraid, for I am with thee, resonates as a timeless antidote, encouraging individuals to weigh law and policy by steadfast moral principles, not cower into compliance whenever danger is declared. Quote, when fear rules the heart, liberty flees the mind. Only by knowing our worth in God can we shield the spirit from the world's intimidating illusions. Establishing this foundational view of fear's capacity to manipulate is key. For in further chapters within this self-governing we pivot over to the faith-driven stance, grounded in trust in the Creator. I'm going to try and not scream, but I like to get loud sometimes. My emotions run high. That empowers communities to transcend fear. Champion moral clarity. It's all about moral clarity. It's all about unity again. It's all about passion. It's all about the recognition of looking the person in the eye and understanding what they are deserved. Dude, I have to treat you with the utmost respect. You haven't harmed anybody. You're a creation of our great Creator, Mother, Father, and all existence in which we cannot comprehend. Where are we at? Trust in, no, we're up here. Moral clarity. And reject the indoctrination. Through understanding the root of the fear-based control, a free people can remain vigilant, keeping authority in check and ensuring no manufactured Christness or omnious rhetoric excuses the surrender of God-given liberty. So in the face of the fear-based indoctrination, faith emerges as the liberating force. You have to have that faith. You already see it coming to pass. You already know within yourself from everything that's occurred that you see the victory. Where fear dictates caution and retreat, trust in God again. Be still in your understanding. Trust in God summons courage and moral clarity. This duality spans both scripture and the historical experiences of societies that anchored their civic life, and the conviction that God, not man, is the ultimate source of rights. Biblical principles of courage and faith inspire a resilience against manipulative agendas and foster an empowered self-governing citizenry. I think what we've done literally now. I think what we've literally done. I keep hearing this crazy cat sound like someone's dying outside. It's so weird. Is we've literally. I feel like we're just not bringing our comprehension of God to the forefront anymore, like we need to. I feel like we've gotten too deep into the aspect of arguing statutes. I think we've gone too deep into the aspect of saying, I'm using this code and this common law, and this is a rule of procedure that I need to follow. Like, bro, I'm not part of that system. I really am getting to that aspect of like, when do we get back to really just, yo, I'm a creation of the creator. You ain't brought nothing forth against me. Until you do that, I'm not coming back. Issue a warrant all you want. If you do so, you will be held liable. And that's it.
Yeah.
Because this judicial immunity, I don't know. To me, that don't exist.
If they're not judicial to begin with, how do they have judicial immunity? They're administrative, right?
Exactly.
They're public servants. Period.
And they're being paid with public funds, which makes them malfeasance of office and fraud.
Yep.
And treason against people.
They're the trustee. We're the beneficiary. How am I benefiting from this?
Now, if you know that I am you and we are us and we are all a part of this great I am, and I don't know if y'all see this. I got a shirt back here that I don't know. Can y'all see it on my wall back there? It's like right here. Yeah.
Can't read it.
Well, it's okay. I'll read it for you.
What kind of shirt is that?
Oh, well, here, let me show you.
What kind of shirt is that? It looks nice.
It is nice.
I gotta get me one. Then when I grow up.
Oh, cool, man.
Stay young, don't grow up.
That's a Thomas and April special, huh?
I was trying to skip. No, I didn't. I was trying to go back to his camera because Thomas talked and it took the camera over.
So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Thomas and April for getting that made and sending it over to me. Y'all are truly a blessing. I appreciate y'all so much.
Appreciate you.
Is that your slogan on your shirt, bro?
Yeah, and on the front side, it's got the Power in Here, the People logo too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you be on your bike, man, you represent.
Right on.
I can't ride that one. I can't use that to ride on my bike, bro. That was too nice. That's got to stay on the wall.
Really?
Man, I can't do that, bro. Oh, she got one too. She wearing. Oh my gosh. See now. Oh my gosh, she got hers on, bro. Look. Oh, she's stunned. Okay, watch out. All right, you too cool. Okay, now I might have to wear it a couple times. See, man, I don't want to put it. It's so nice, bro.
You keep that one on the wall and you get another one to wear.
Yeah, I have to. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to start placing orders. Thomas and April, y'all get ready. People are gonna start wanting some.
Oh yeah. Where's the link, girl?
He said, "Where's the link?" Okay, cool. Let's see. So, going into the scriptural aspect of things, right? It literally calls to be not afraid. References to verses such as 2 Timothy 1:7, not of fear, but of power, of love, and of self-discipline. The Apostle Paul counsel to Timothy remains timeless. When fear arises, it does not come from the Creator who instills a spirit of courage, compassion, and clear thinking. This holy reassurance implies that relying on God's presence fortifies us against all panic, grounding us in a higher purpose than mere self-preservation. That allows the universe to work.
Yeah.
I know the Bible limits it to just like one single source as like God. But if you really set yourself to expansion, you start to understand that's the universe, homeboy. Okay?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of principalities that are working on multiple layers here, all throughout several different aspects to make sure that all of this is functioning properly.
And power inherent in the people is like a nucleus that's just spreading and growing, and people are walking in that in their birthright to command respect.
Well, we're no different than anybody else, though. Really,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just again bringing forth the gratitude of life. I mean, what is the highest duty other than showing gratitude to our great Creator for this experience?
To be in joy and be happy.
To be enjoying, to help our next person, to help the kin, to always uplift, to always be there to support. Like, that's God's work.
Be one with each other.
Yeah, that's God's work. Okay, self-preservation, cool. Okay. Individuals like Joshua faced daunting militaristic odds, yet prevailed by trusting divine promises. Trusting divine promises. David stepped onto the battleground against Goliath, illustrating that the faithful heart, not the size of one's army, determines victory. Of course, these stories still resonate every day with every member within Operation Wisedome. No matter the apparent magnitude of the threats, be they ideological, societal, or political, or with the cops, or with the chief like last week, oh, you will obey, you are required. Again, no, you're talking to the wrong one. Confidence in God helps dismantle fear's paralyzing grip. So at a core of my knowing lies the belief that humans reflect divine likeness, or people, or God's creations, because we know humans, you know how that'd be like human being anyways, monster. Imbuing each life with sacred value, but recognizing one's divine worth. Recognizing one's divine worth offers a bulwark against that fear. You're not recognizing it. That's the problem. You're not encompassing what you are. You're still finding yourself under said power. Retain that power. The power is not to harm. The power is I'm not better. I'm better than everybody else. That's not what this is, y'all. I'm special, as some like to say. You know what? Actually, I am special. Just like every single one of you are special. I'm not more special than anybody else. I'm just special. I take the understanding and comprehension that I am special in the great Creator's eyes. That changes it all. That changes your perspective. That changes the outlook of allowing the great Creator in every aspect to work with you. Because your aura, your energy is now, it's addicting. You become that same spirit. You become and push out that same energy. Thus manifesting what the universe wants to be a part of. Thus attracting, again, your attraction. The universe attracts. What else I want
Real
to
quick,
teach
I would
you?
say that's what attracted me to be here with you all today.
What's up, Farmer Dave?
I won't touch too much on it, but I'll talk later. But I'm just thankful to be in the space. And to give an example of everything you're talking about, I live in Crofton, Kentucky. So I'm here and we have a big Amish community. And instead of understanding that the Amish know who they are, people are just judgmental with, example, they don't, have their children in car seats, they don't wear seatbelts, but just kind of it's because they choose to self-govern. But I'm gonna tone down and then I'm gonna let you all get back to it. I'm just thankful to be in this space with like-minded individuals, with people of the land.
Straight up, bro. Is this your first time here, Dave?
First time here. I actually I was getting on here because I'm doing
Dave.
some work myself.
Well, Dave, why don't you just introduce yourself real quick? Usually for all new members, we just ask that you introduce how you found us. You already told us where you at, but yeah, go ahead, bro.
Understood. So I was going to hold it off to later because I kind of came in the meat and potatoes, I guess. But
You're good.
So what I'll say is my name is David Rose, senior now, veteran, father, husband, brother, son. I've recently founded the RFL faith-based ministry. That's because I learned about trust and other things, and that led to a whole bunch of other things. And then I learned about the Picklitarian and other people, and other things led here and there. And then I came across one of your videos, and then I ended up getting in the email chat, and I've received a few emails, but I happened to be on here today, and I actually saw your chat, and I was like, wait, oh, this started at 9 o'clock. I was like, I'm late, but I had to jump in and just chime in and see what I could catch. And as soon as I got in, man, I felt it, and then I could hear everybody's responses, and I was just like, oh man, this is exciting. I saw the shirts, and I was like, oh, I need a shirt. Like I say, it's just good to be in the space. I think it's awesome because I'm diving into a lot of this personally myself, man. I've watched, but now I'm walking in my purpose. Man, I have so many examples of it, but just the prime one is I'm just taking that leap now because I've already put all of my vehicles into the trust as far as ownership, and I was just done with asking for permission to utilize my vehicles that I pay for, that I utilize, and then just teaching my children the exact same thing because they've been had to do some repairs here at home because of plumbing. So instead of renting an auger, bought one. In their example, I talked to my kids understanding a bully. The lady go ahead.
No, you good.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Trying to get
So
mute button.
my apologies. So the lady we bought our auger from happened to be a realtor, and she kind of talked about how gangs were in her childhood, and talking about gangs now, and then just understanding that bully role. And with my children, I get them to understand that, which we homeschool, but at school, what they see on TV when the bully shows up, I need some. What's in your pockets? I need some money. What you bring for lunch today? I might want some snacks from you. I might need you to do my homework. But get my children to understand that if they had a business, they call themselves the turds. Because sometimes I reference, there are so many turds out here, but just because you're in a suit, you're just a polished turd. You're still a turd. So just kind of referencing a lot of these things. My kids hear me, but their company was the turds, and they do plumbing. And out of the 100 properties they did in a year, their thing was just the example. Their thing was 50 residential properties and 50 commercial properties. 25 were regular services and 25 were emergency services. They annually brought in right at about $390,000 for this year that they worked. But what happened? The bully showed up to say, hey, I know you guys been doing whatever you've been doing, but now we're here and we need a piece of it. And my thing to them is understanding they're not in here helping. They're not passing you while you step in shit, while you go through what you go through. So why do they deserve to come here and say, give me some of what you got now or what you made? So I'm just kind of dropping this here and just trying to get it in a way that they
sound like you need some of that goodbye April 15th.
Yeah,
man, it's a bunch, man. Just trying to get people. I have other veterans, and my thing is, I took pride in saying, I turned 19 in Afghanistan, fighting for our rights and our freedoms, and now I understand that's not what I was doing. So, as a veteran, to talk to other veterans, or if you're in law enforcement and you take this oath for the people, you should actually stand on that. And I'm just here now to continue walking in that purpose. And it's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people because I'm going to call you out on it and I'm going to stand on it. And it's a bunch, but I was really programmed. And now I see that people are just programmed. So I understand the obstacles are going to continue to be there. I deal with things at my local post office and other places, but there are a lot of people that have ears to hear and they're knowledgeable about what's going on, and they feel it and they're tired of it and they're frustrated. So I'm just here to do what I do for me, but it helps me helping others. But just like I say, man, as soon as I got on here and I could hear everybody talking, And then I want to say it was when I got in the chat, then I got a post from Lena. But she was also talking and just hearing it, man. I was just like, oh yeah, this is a good space to be on a Saturday, man. This is awesome. So man, like I said, I'm glad to be here.
Well, Farmer Dave.
welcome.
So you a farmer?
Army, I was in the
Download
Army too.
the PDF Cam just posted.
Okay, I'll get on that definitely.
Yeah, it's right here in the chat in the Zoom. It's, goodbye,
Gotcha.
April 15th, part 1 and part 2. It was like up for like $1,000, and then there's this one guy that had it. He kept trying to sell it to me, and I was like, no, bro, like come on my show. And he's like, all right. So he wanted to promote himself, and when he came on, we got him up out of that. So yeah, there's like a free $800 book for you. Go ahead,
Let me
Elliot.
say something real quick. No, it's Wesley. I'm just on her account today. Hey, Farmer Dave, welcome home, my brother. And on top of that, just want to let you know, we took an oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But when we were in theater, we only gave a shit about each other. And that's the truth.
Yeah, that is true. That's the truth. That's true.
Hey, understood, man.
Welcome home again, bro.
Well, I'll say this:
Yeah.
farmers, we'd be hungry, naked, and sober, and so we need to protect them guys too, and that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
And
That's
don't
fine.
forget, everything coming off of a farm field has to go by way of a truck to your store.
Damn right it does.
Oh yeah, because I'm a CDL holder too, man, and that was one of the things. Like, oh, I want to let that go.
Unless we
But,
localize those sources.
Yeah,
my thing was, man, I was just doing a revocation of all of it, man. I was done with it. I grew up grandfathered in laying asphalt in East Texas, man, out in Tyler. But I kind of migrated from Texas to this Fort Campbell area, and I started my family here and my children. So instead of going back, because family isn't family what it used to be. With the knowledge I had, I stayed here with my family, and over time, I actually purchased my property, the land, I guess you could say. And then that's a whole nother thing there, because who can actually sell land, you know? But I purchased this as my therapeutic property. I was done with therapists, I was done with opiates, and I was like, who knows me better than me? So it was all about accountability, getting in the mirror, and then that led to me sitting in the deer blinds, you know, talking to trees, listening to trees, bird watching, just kind of really getting back to nature, because what I understand is nature is my spirit and earth is my church, and this is holy ground. And that just kind of goes right in line with everything I tuned into as soon as I got in the chat. You feel me? So it's awesome. Like I said, I'm glad to be here, man. It's awesome.
You're in the right spot, Dave.
Glad to have you.
Welcome home.
Just to wrap this up, yesterday we were at a place while we were broke down, and in the men's bathroom it had 3 pictures. It said, if you eat in peace, thank a veteran. If you eat fresh food, thank farmer. If you actually have it on your store shelves, thank a trucker.
Right on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just so you know, Farmer Dave, you are not the only one here that has CDL license. This man right here does too. We are generally this stuff.
Yeah, because I understand that if you're in the commercial realm, that's the only one you need, I guess. But other than that, and that was one of my things. I was like, so do I get rid of my CDL, like with where I'm at now? Because now I'm just, I don't need, and that's why I was like, because this isn't a regular driver's license. This is my commercial driver's license.
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as well just keep it here on the shelf and just, you know, I'll do the DOT when I need to do it. But for the most part, I'm just moving in the private. I'm operating how I'm, so it's a bunch, but I'm living and learning. And I'm, like I said, I'm thankful to be here. If on Facebook, I'm Former Dave Uncorporated, you know, add me and we'll go from there, man. I appreciate the insight from everybody. And like I said, I'm thankful to be here.
Just a fun little wordplay. Don't understand anything, because that means you're standing under it. Comprehend it.
Gotcha. Overstand.
Yeah.
Or that too.
Inner too.
Or understand.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay. So now what we're gonna move into is the aspect of what's going on with my civil suit. So if y'all ain't familiar, this is for the Hood River one, of course. This is the docket numbers here on that bad boy. We filed that. We're going against Kenneth and Keegan on this one, and we got Officer Emilike Delance, Officer Austin Griffin. He ended up moving over to the Dalles, and apparently he's not been responding to the plaintiffs whatsoever, or to the attorneys. There's like no way to get in touch with this dude. I don't know what's going on. And then Officer Ryan Junt. So I'm supposed to be doing depositions on this guy on Wednesday via Zoom. So this is gonna be fun. We've been getting our questions ready for this guy, and apparently the chief. I didn't ask to depose the chief. I don't want to depose the chief. I could really care less on what he has to say, to be honest with you. I'm going after the city and the 3 officers, not the police department. Okay. So, anyways, the complaint that was filed, I probably have this downloaded somewhere. Hopefully I can just view it rather than having to view.
And you want to state why you're not going after the police station and the city instead?
Well, I feel like the city is fully responsible. So why just go for the police department? Now, I could have went for the police department too, but being that this was my first civil suit coming through, I was like, I'm gonna just go after the officers in the city because the city is ultimately responsible for the police department anyways.
They're the ones.
Well, I went after the sheriff in the police department in my situation, and the judge ruled that it's not possible under a 1983 action because it's a subdivision of this county.
Oh, so perfect. So then, yeah, I'm doing things right.
And that's pretty much saying go after the county instead, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Straight up. So yeah, what I did is this was back December the 6th. I filed a real easy, a smooth complaint, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Just wanted to get a response back from them and see what was going to happen in the response. What were they going to admit and deny? Uh-oh, damn it. Reopen. And back. Oh, we're not doing these backs a whole bunch of times. That's a new tab. Notice the case assignment, it got moved initially down. It was assigned to Marco Hernandez, and then it got moved down to a lower court judge, I believe. Yep. Ended up getting the magistrate judge Jolie Russo. Okay. Then we issued out the summons. I did them directly through the sheriff's department. I just called up the sheriff, Hood River. They went out and served them bad boys. It was no issue. Sent over money order. They sent the summons back with no problems whatsoever. Some people apparently, like down in Texas, and I guess Comal County, if that's where it was at, if I'm not mistaken, for Russ, it was not applicable. He had to get a process server. You can't call up the sheriffs to get they ain't doing it down there. You better get somebody to go serve it for you. So that was something new for me. But then I got the granting of the application, of course, for me in the registration on Pacer. Immediately after, we went ahead and submitted all of the summons. Now, again, those summons are easy. The summons actually come out in a form that you just, here, actually, I can find it real quick. Dang it, I need to go back. Okay, back. No, I need to do.
Hey, Cameron, real quick question. So you filed it in federal court, but they bumped it down to Superior Court. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Got it.
Just allowing a lower court to take a look at it, and if I want, I can still take it back up.
Did you have any issues filing in federal court?
No, none at all. It was very easy. I actually have a live video on my YouTube about it too. They were very nice. I wasn't supposed to record it, but I did. So this is the summons. This comes in a blank form that you'll just get online. You literally just, they have this online from the United States District Court, and this is a summons. So you just pick your district, right? And you just fill it out, who you're suing, civil action, and you print this off. This is your summons, y'all. Okay. Now you have to go get this, of course, stamped and approved and ready to be sent off beforehand, but you already have easy eligibility to just go ahead and do this from this, PDF right here. I can give you all this PDF if you want, and you can have it because this is always the one that you're going to be using. Okay. So there goes your summons there, guys. Then you're also going to have to fill out a cover sheet if you didn't know this. Oh, I'll show you all the cover sheet as well. Where's a cover sheet? A proof of service. What is this one? Proof of service. Oh, well, this is the actual one after it's done too. right? So you'll go over there and get it stamped, and then that's like your proof of service when you're sending the summons back with all the information that you sent. Okay, so some of the information that you got to send. Let me see. I'll actually show y'all. Hood River. Maybe this one's the oldest one. Let's see. December 3rd. Civil summons. Summons. Okay. You also have the option to do a waiver, which I actually was able to utilize on my newest civil suit, federal suit, which is to where you're waiving the service of summons. And I have received your request to waive summons of a summons in this action along with a copy of the complaint, 2 copies of this waiver form, and a prepaid means of returning one signed copy of the form to you. Now, why is this? Well, for my situation with WSP, the Assistant Attorney General made an appearance on the case to defend the 2 officers in Washington State Patrol. So he already has access to it. He really doesn't need to be having them served. Right? They were already on top of watching me to know that Cameron's coming. And so they made that appearance. And I think that just comes in relation to the emails that I had been submitting and CCing them in and the complaint as well. They were just already on top of it and watching it. So, and I think within my notice and demands, I also told them that they needed to actually forward this over as a criminal complaint against the officers as well. Within my prayer for relief, and they did so, and that's why the Assistant Attorney General was just easy to be on top of it. My belief, I can't, I'm just guessing here, guys. But this is easy too because you can ask them essentially to avoid all the unnecessary expenses in doing the summonses for each one of them, and they will just waive it, and they'll take acceptance and introduce themselves into the record, right? So that one's cool too. You can do a waiver of service of summons. What else do I want to show y'all here? Official complaint filed. Okay. Now, after you go ahead and file the civil suit, you're going to be finding yourself getting a civil case assignment order. Sometimes you can push this off by request, but I advise that you try to stay as fine-tuned to it as possible, just so that you don't end up like me in a pickle, no pun intended with pickletarians, that you're wasting time, right? Or you find yourself into a situation where you probably should have got it done quicker than later, to where you're, looking crazy like me. So that civil case assignment gets sent over, and of course, you're just gonna read through what all's going through. All your small information that you need to have, the clerk's gonna send over, but the discovery and pretrial scheduling order on when things need to be finished, done. A lot of this is done on the back end with the lawyers now that I'm seeing. Like a lot of it's done on the back end. And there's really nothing too much that you're going to associate the court with unless you're just getting in too much of a bickering match with the attorneys, which I might have to do so with this one. I might have to file a compel to get depositions of Lieutenant and a Sergeant Rivera because he's trying to hijack. He doesn't want me to utilize them and their statements made on a phone call because they kind of just are really bad at admitting that it's their policy to do what they did, like they're ignorant, and it supports me a lot more. So, and it brings the Monell in stronger. So they're opposing it right now. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to object to it. And I'm just like, bro, that's not going to work. Like, I can definitely show cause here. I tried good faith to make resolution, and your sergeant made a horrible finding and synopsis that on Saturday, December the 10th, a motor vehicle was conducted on State Street near 4th Street. Yeah, that's your analysis? That's your synopsis?
Hey, Cam, so what was your administrative process with them to try to resolve it prior to filing the suit?
None. You don't have to have an administrative process to file suit against those who have constitutionally violated you under a 1983 claim.
Copy that.
Yep, you don't have to. Go right after it. You can, though. It shows good faith, but you don't have to. I think there are some states, though, that do require that you do. So just be mindful of that. I find myself going back and forth on that. It's hard for me to remember exactly though right now. Y'all remember, y'all know how like Lawyers, bar cards, and attorneys, they have like one like sector of law they usually work in.
Well, they bounce back and forth.
Well, they usually normally stay in one realm, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they bounce back and forth. They argue against themselves with the argument that they put forth.
Oh, well, what I'm saying is I'm trying to remember all of these bodies of law. So y'all just remember that. There's a lot of shit I forget. So within 120 days of this order, follow the pleading. So they're giving you all the rules: the initial conference and counsel for discovery planning, Rule 16 court conference and scheduling planning, and then they just serve it upon you. Giving you all the documents, blank documents that you can utilize, consent to the jurisdiction, time frame as far as everything is concerned, right? Okay, cool. So what are we going into next? That's what you're going to get like right after you file into the case. Then we got that notice of judicial reassignment. I was talking about the case reassignment in accordance with the court's management plan. Now, I could have said no to this and made a stint, but I know I could still come back with it, so I'm not really tripping. Like I said, I'm allowing the process to go through. We're gonna look at things and run it the right way. The facts are the facts, and they messed up pretty bad on this one.
To be honest with you, brother, if you just let them keep going, they'll just dig the hole deeper and deeper and deeper as they continue to go, and they're just gonna build the case for you.
Yes, most definitely. So this would be the defendant's first response, and their response was pretty weak. They admit to a lot of things, but they didn't hit for a 12B6, right? So just a motion to dismiss whatsoever. What's kind of crazy to me is, of course, due to the fact that they can say, hey, maybe it's been so long they forgot things, so are you going to admit and deny to certain aspects? Because evidence hasn't been introduced yet, right? There's no transcript, there's no video. So initially, they can kind of go that route and say, oh, we're going to deny that certain things were said. But what I kind of wanted to show you before moving on is how, stupid some of these things are said, and how can you deny? Well, when we get the evidence in, I think things are going to change after these depositions.
Sir, I'm gonna give you 1 second to walk back down this way with me, and if you choose not to, I'm gonna put you in handcuffs, and I'm gonna detain you for obstruction. So, your decision. Yes, sir. It's obstruction. I want you in the front of your vehicle where you are.
My good sir, I've requested a sergeant, and
No sergeant.
I have not committed any crimes.
You have, because it's called obstruction right now. Your vehicle does not have plates.
Obstruction of what?
Obstruction of justice.
How am I stopping you from doing this?
Because I need you in the front of your vehicle so you can go ahead and grab all the information I will need from your vehicle. Your vehicle has plates that says not for hire. There's no sergeant available.
Your name and badge number?
My name is Amy. I don't like the officer portion, because then the officer portion makes it seem like I'm above you, which I am not. My name is Amy. My badge number is 60.
Your name and badge number, please?
My name is Austin. Badge number 63.
Your name and badge number, please?
Sir? Okay. Let's go. You're going to be detained right now.
What did I do wrong?
It's called obstruction. Don't put your phone in your pocket so it won't be turned off, so it can still be heard. So you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be offered against you in the court of law. You do have the right to have an attorney present doing any and all questioning. You cannot afford one once it be provided for you at no cost. You understand your rights, sir?
So as you'll see here, this is for no drive at Valid's operator's license, and there's a couple more tickets involved in this. You see the case number there is 1739. After I filed a motion, they immediately dropped it and asked me what I want to do with the rest because I filed a motion. The motion that I filed was in relation to just a lot of court hearings from the Supreme Court stating that we do have the right to drive on the public roads because that's in relation to...
You're traveling, yeah, if you're not doing commerce.
We're traveling, yeah, we're not doing I'm not employed on the road. I'm not using the public roads that our ancestors paid for, man.
I get it.
These are our roads, my brother.
I get it.
You know?
And you use Black's Law Dictionary.
Yes.
I know.
Okay. So those are confirming statements that he knows the distinction between the right to travel and those who are in a commercial capacity.
Because their definitions are completely different. It's like we all ignorant. And I just be wanting to drive in private and just be myself without being. I'm not traveling with any goods or anything like that. I'm just using the public roads.
I get it.
And the courts have told me, man, I'm in the right. So that's why I just, I try to be as polite as possible because I understand. And
I'm in this uniform because I didn't like the thing of when folks who are in this position deal.
Shit, I don't do that. I'm on lane and be a private.
Let me tell you what. Well, no, I can't tell you what's going to happen. Let me tell you, I've dealt with someone such as yourself who was a. Well, no, I can't call you that. Well, this individual was a sovereign citizen. That's
Okay. So a distinction between I can't call you a sovereign citizen, but this other person that I'm talking about, it was a sovereign citizen. The distinction there is that I'm not a sovereign citizen and I'm standing on my free right. Now, they are denying that certain said events did not occur. But what I'm trying to create is the distinction between if you knew about it, why did you harass me to find out more? Like I didn't know what I was doing. Why did you test me? Why did you violate my rights if you knew I had a right to travel? Right? And then
I'm not going to issue you any citations. Just so you know, they're saying that the vehicle, the registration that was for the vehicle is expired.
Yeah, that's not my registration, is it?
I get it.
now, do you see again? Okay, well, we also know that there's no registration and it's out. But we're not going to issue you any citations and we're going to let you go because we violated your rights. And if we push this or press this any further, we know that you're going to take action against us. Well, that's what I did. Okay? So the statements, they're admitting, but they're denying a lot. And they're literally just using, for the first affirmative, they say failure to state a claim. But the whole thing is not, the rest aren't. Qualified immunity, probable cause. What was the probable cause? Reasonable suspicions, officer safety. There was no officer safety involved. There was never a pose of safety threatened whatsoever. And then only reasonable force used. I don't think pulling me, an amputee, down to a spot where you want to do an investigation. Yo, come on, man. When there's no crime, they're tripping, bro. Okay. So get back to it. Let me see. So first response. So then I had to build out the transcripts. So on these videos or anything that you're going to be doing, you got to, build out a transcript or get it certified. You got to get that bad boy certified too. Okay. I don't know why I got my WSP summons in this bad boy. That got in here for some way. But okay, now we're coming over. Now we're coming over. Yeah, now we're coming over. So back in February, what I did is after I gave them, I filed my first one. Where is it at? I need to show y'all that. That's what I need to do. Okay, so once I got that answer back, I looked at how they answered and I said, oh man, now I need to come in. I'm looking at the rules. I'm checking out some stuff. And I end up finding out that I can hit for an amended complaint, meaning that I can start to update my complaint. I can see their answer and say, ooh, okay, y'all want to play games, huh? Well, let me start introducing some more information and adding some more counts and claims. You know what I'm saying? And so as a matter of right, I have 21 days to make an amended complaint and file it in with no permission needed. Just file that bad boy in, and they are responsible to respond to that. Okay? I don't have to do anything else but file that bad boy in. Okay? That should give electronic filing notice to them. I don't even think I emailed it to them, right? They got a PACER notification. What was you wanting to say, Sean?
I was just going to say you can file an amended complaint once as a matter of course, I think in any civil complaint, probably in any state.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. When I did it, I had a couple people even ask me, I think even I got everybody confused on this one. This one was really bad. And let me see if it's June. What is this? This is okay. So these are PDFs. Okay. So let me come down real quick. So that's their first response. Amended complaint, second version. This is probably the one filed amended complaint. Yep, there. Okay. So this is my amended complaint that I ended up filing. And I changed it up and beefed this bad boy up. And I started introducing a lot more. Okay. I got into way more details into my statement of facts and just brought it forth. I said, I'm not finna play with them. And I think the first one was no more than 30 to, I think like 30, maybe somewhere around. This one, we ended up taking it and tapering it off at 90 statement of facts, okay, for them to admit or deny. Okay, so we moved it up. And we also brought in the claims for relief, more counts, and we also got more detailed in relation to those counts so that they couldn't find themselves really giving any excuses based on the factual aspects of what we're bringing forth. So I brought in kidnapping, I believe. The Monell claim was already in as well. And then our prayer for relief. And I think I'm asking for like $360,000 in the suit, I believe, in just this one. And so when I filed this is where it gets interesting, okay? Because I sent over an email and to them, both of them, and they found themselves not answering to my email. They said it ended up in their spam, okay? And this was my conferral, I believe. I believe I even called them, but I think I left a message with the receptionist to call me, and then nothing happened. And so I let them know, I believe we can find a resolution that spares both sides significant time, expenses, and risks of the legal battle. Swift and equitably, right? I'm underlying things to let them know what's going on. The procedural posture and missed deadline. As of this writing, okay, I filed my amended complaint. This is a good strategy, y'all. Okay, it's a good strategy. File a weak complaint, come back in heavy. Are they going to remember that you have a matter of right to do that like mine did? It's a strategy. Think now. As of this writing, no timely responsive pleading was filed within the required time frame after my amended complaint. This procedural deficiency puts the defense at a real risk of default judgment. While I know the courts generally prefer to resolve matters of the merits, it's important to note that a settlement negotiations by themselves typically, I'm going into detail on it, okay? I think I also let them know how late they were. I gave them another proposed settlement amount of $236 and why I'm asking for that. Demonstrating good faith and why, if they make excuses like it's too high, consider the reasons. We have defenses, well, I do too, and good faith intent to settle, right? Call to the actions, giving them the next aspects of moving forward, and closing with professionalism, all right? So this is where it's get interesting because they don't answer to this, and they say that email was never received. And so they get 22 days into the docket. I think we're like somewhere like that. Where are we at? Entry, we're 14, amended complaint, and then, so it's February 5th, I hit for my amended complaint. They got, I don't know, I don't even think it's 21 days to respond. I think they might have 2 weeks. I forget if it's 21 days or not. But they had I think it's 2 weeks. They had to respond to me. Well, they don't. And I've already sent out an email to them. That email we just read, I sent out to them. They're ignoring me. I called and told the receptionist. They didn't respond, right? So I just go ahead and hit for a motion for entry default on their ass. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not finna play. Let me throw it on here. Here, see what we can hit for. And then also a motion to strike their amended complaint, okay? Because what they ended up doing is right after, immediately after I filed this motion for entry default, the same day they filed this amended complaint. And it's all jacked up. It's all messed up too. Strategy. You see how this works? It's all messed up. You know what? Let me come in here real quick. Where's it at? Dang it. No. Go back. This is number 15. 15. Open a new tab. View document. All right. Let's get in this thing. All right. So they answered literally a couple of hours later. And it's just so funny. Let me see. There's 21. Okay. So in response to paragraph 21, defendants admit. In response to paragraph 21, defendants admit. There's 2 repetitions there. 23, 25, 26, 27, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 37, 38, 39, 40, 40. Okay, right here in paragraph 35, or in response to paragraph 41 and 47, defendants admit. So what about 42, 43? What about 42 through 46? Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? What are you talking about? Where are they at? You didn't respond into those? What's going on? Okay, 48 through 54, yep. 57, 6, 62, yep. I think the rest, these are good. Deny. They're going for the same causes. Yeah, okay, as well. But they messed up in their complaint. There's another error in there somewhere. I'm just not trying to take forever to find it right now. So let me see. I hit for the motion to strike their amended complaint as being late, right, and untimely. You can't just come in here and start just doing whatever the hell you want. So I brought that forth. And then the order issued by the magistrate, right? It was under advisement. She came back, amended response for motion, entry default, motion strike, filed by. Okay, so they filed a response for the motion of entry default to my, and then a declaration, and then an motion for extension on the discovery aspects as well, and another declaration why they were asking that. And I gave my response, and a declaration as well. And the judge issued a response in relation to, let's do about 8-6. Yep. 8-6. On my motion to strike, and she denied them. And the reason why is because they was begging. Like, they was so begging so bad. Where was they at? Motion, the response, motion, order, issue, motion, strike, amended response for motion, strike, declaration. Open a new tab. Yeah, I'll show them begging on this one.
Did they argue improper service because you emailed?
No, I think they kind of argued more on the aspects that one, they're just begging. It's here. Here, watch. I'll show you right
Well,
now.
I just meant in general. It doesn't have to be
I
to
think
your
it's
case
like,
exactly.
no, it's like you have to make calls to, you have to generally try, you have to leave like voicemails. If they're like ignoring you completely out after you've tried a couple times with an email, then it's like, yeah, then. But they're trying to say you can't just send an email and then just say no. Well, it's like, it's not my responsibility to let y'all know what I filed. You can see it. It's like, you can't see it. I sent you an email and there's a notification coming from Pacer. It's not my fault. So, but really what you have to do is you have to let the other party know that you're intending to file. That's the whole point, is you have to let them know, hey, look, I'm intending to file this motion because y'all ain't responding. I'm giving you the last option here before I file. So you have to be communicative in relation to what you're going to file before you file it. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, blow that up a little bit, but can you, Cam?
I'm about to send out some of them notices now. Just follow-ups.
So when
Cameron, I think that the best and most trustworthy way is just certified mail. You get a receipt, and it shows that you had every intent to do your due diligence.
Yeah, you can do that too. They sent me over for their interrogatories and requests for production. They did that as well for me, but I didn't even send them shit.
Along with the certified mail thing, if people do that, you have to request the return signature slip, because then you get back in the mail who actually signed or received that as well.
You actually don't have to have the return receipt.
No.
Certified mail is sufficient.
Yes. I just like to have for my record so I know who's receiving them at the courthouse or whoever.
Well, then they can't deny that they got it, obviously.
Exactly.
It's a matter of a contract. If a return receipt is signed, you have a contract.
Yep, that's exactly.
No, sometimes there's a difference. Example, this one I got is stamped, whereas you can't see it. Some I get, they scribble, and you're supposed to sign and print your name, and sometimes they just choose to do one or the other. But you still
It's
have
still
the
valid
verification.
though.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, watch out. I gotta start going again. Okay.
What about if they don't print their name and they only sign it?
Whoever signs it is an agent for the principal, and they take responsibility for delivery to the principal.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Go get them.
It's just like the process server giving it to your husband or your wife or an accomplice.
Yeah, farmer's got a whole deck there, man. He
Yeah,
gonna
this
start.
that new money.
Yeah.
That's that new money.
Yeah, right.
Living and learning.
Hilarious says, it is green. What the heck?
I'm gonna have to make some cinnamon rolls here in a little bit. I did want some of those too, no cap. All right, so this dude's begging. When I initially received the amended complaint in this case, I was under mistaken impression that because defendants had already filed an answer to plaintiff's initial complaint, the federal rules of civil procedure require plaintiff to seek leave of court to file an amended complaint. Yep, you were mistaken. I had mistaken belief because my practice has historically been primarily in state court. I don't care. And I thought I had remembered from prior research, I don't care that the federal rules operated identically to the Oregon rules of civil procedure on this issue under the filing of the answer to the initial complaint cuts off a plaintiff's ability to file an amended complaint without leave of court. I have stumbled so many people on this one, literally. My lawyer that's working my dog bite, my attorney's working my dog bite right now. He was like, damn, that's right, I forgot about that. Teresa Bucola, she was like, oh shit, you can do that? I was like, hell yeah. She was like that kind of like slipped through the cracks. So this one's cool. You can immediately already have, you can utilize this as a strategy. I'm telling you, just to get their answer back and then to come back a little bit heavier. Like what? Come on now, think about it. Yeah, so they were just here begging, right? They're trying to say I didn't confer.
Sounds all emotional.
Whatever. Yeah, it is. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad for them. As I said, I kind of made them look bad. So with making them look bad like that, I kind of just took that as a win and didn't press it any further. It's on the record, right? So I took that as a little W within the battle, you know. And even though I got the denial that on it, I'm not tripping. It's cool. I wanted to see what y'all had to say. I'm trying to make y'all look a little crazy there, right? So then I'm doing good. Everything's going good, right? And then we have the Sovereign Citizen event, and I had issues here at home. And then this is where I really start ramping up as far as just like, I guess, appointments are being made and just requests are all over the place, and we're really ramping up as Wisedome is concerned. And bro, I just let shit go. I started working on everybody's shit, and I didn't file anything as far as a motion for extension of discovery and PTO deadlines until the 5th of this month, right? Yeah, so I kind of pushed a little bit too far on that. And what you can learn from me is that you need to stay on top of your shit. Keep moving the case. In the back end, start working all on the discovery, start getting all the evidence you need, start getting shit set up for the court reporter for your depositions, start really communicating heavily on the back end with the defendants, right? Move it along. You see, there was nothing ordered on their behalf or filed on their behalf either on their side. They're just like, what is this dude doing? You know? And I'm just like, doodly doo, I'm helping everybody win their shit, you know? Like, let's fucking go. You know, dismissals at the ass. But you need to pay attention to your case. You stay on top of it, okay? And so I ended up filing, like I said, an extension. She only gave me 30 days. These dudes was all talking about, they're such whiny bags, bro. They're such whiny bags. I can't believe they whined like they did on this last one, but I'm not even going to push into it. So with that being said, though, you need to stay on top of it. And right now what's going on is we're having pretty lengthy discussions in relation to getting everything done as far as discovery is concerned. Was this 4 days ago? Let me see how far back this one goes. They asked for, what they sent me? They sent me interrogatories and requests for production of documents. And so I gave them over everything they was asking for that I'm willing to give. And this is all on the back end. So they got everything as far as my responses, and then all the discovery that I currently have at this point. I went ahead and hit them for a request for admissions rather than discovery per se. The reason I did that is I just did some formulation at this stage where I'm currently at, what would be easiest to obtain with my deadline coming up on August the 6th. And it would clearly just be in admissions. But we still got to get all the depositions done. So go ahead, Sean.
So when you were doing your discovery process on the interrogatories, did you file actual documents on the record with your requests, or did you just send them in formal emails, or how did that work?
Well, no. So see, I haven't even requested any discovery from them, right? Whatsoever. Well, and I was waiting too long, you know, just dealing with everybody else's shit, not paying attention to myself. And I waited so long that if I start trying to hit for discovery aspect, I'm falling outside of the required time frame that they have now. I can ask for it again, but I went for, instead of trying to combat that method, with a request for admissions, right? And that's just because of what has happened and transpired. So with the request for admissions, it goes like this. So it comes now the plaintiff, and hereby serves upon the defendants the first request for admissions pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 36. Defendants are required to respond to these requests within 30 days after service. The requests are served pursuant to the Federal Rules 36. Each request shall be deemed admitted unless defendant serves upon a written answer to object, a defendant answer to object request. These requests are deemed to encompass all information with knowledge and possession, throwing in some definitions, and then all of the requests to the defendants, right? And going through them just so that we can just get through the aspects of we're admitting to these things like I need y'all to admit to, if you want to admit to them or not. And those are the main core principles of what I think needs to be set forth, because if this is going to jury trial, the facts are the facts. It's pretty cold, cut, and clear.
And have you waived the bench on this matter?
Have I what?
Have you waived the bench? So you've requested a jury trial specifically?
Both of us have, yeah, at this point.
Copy that.
Well, we haven't gone to depositions. So I think after depositions get done, we'll probably have a stronger stance. Because I'm definitely going to hit them, well, with this next email that I'm about to hit. I think I hit for one this morning. But yeah, we're already setting up the schedule for depositions. Let me see where we're at. Just scheduling. Submissions. Oh, okay, yeah. No, not this one. So discoveries sent the 18th. Sent. Might be Kenny then. 15th. That's not the last email I sent. 17th. Oh no. Dang, where am I at? Can you?
And while you're doing that, I'm just like to add in a little advice. When you're doing your time limits, they're probably going to assign the longer time limits. And since you usually have 30 days to respond to things, in order to stay on top of your stuff, tell yourself it's half that time. So if the rule says you have 30 days to respond, give yourself 15 days. That way you have more pressure on you to do it and hopefully not forget. Also, when it comes time to make a discovery plan and you're talking with the opposing party and the counsel, I think you can usually take up to about 6 months to just do all discovery stuff. And depending on how much you have to claim, you might want to take that whole 6 months. You might want to do a little bit less.
It depends. It depends on what the parties agree to or what the judge orders. So typically,
Yeah.
that happened was the judge will order what's called a initial hearing, or and then a joint report basically stating, how long do you think it's going to take to develop your case? And then you'll either put dates in there, or the court will order specifically, okay, you have till this date to do this, and you have this date to do that. So it really depends, and it can vary.
Yeah, with mine, they asked for both parties to make individual plans. He didn't actually ask us to do a meet and confer to do it jointly, but I went ahead and did that anyways, just because it'd be easier. But the opposing parties like, oh, I want more time, and I was wanting less time. And that, frankly, after I started getting into discovery, it's like, oh, we should do the more time.
Yeah, I think it's always good to try to be honorable and act in good faith, just because it shows the court that you're trying to settle and close the matter. Because then when you get to trial, or we get in front of the judge, you're not the bad guy. You're like, look, I want to settle and close this. I want to come to an agreement. I've been amenable. I've been reasonable. I've acted in good faith, and they're not.
All right.
Oh, you always want to stay in honor.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what's been cool is that staying in honor really does help. I ain't gonna lie, because if you stay in the aspect of, where is it at? Is it this one? Like, I've been talking to the Attorney General now on this WSP one, and he's been pretty cordial throughout the whole thing. He's been pretty nice throughout the whole thing. Willingness to engage in early settlement talks, going ahead and making suggestions on things that'd be more beneficial for both of us. What's been crazy though is I haven't heard from him since June the 2nd. Once I hit those videos, which I did give him 60 days on the waiver of service of summons, so it gives him a little bit extra time to respond. But I mean, I'm not tripping. I needed that time anyways due to Hood River. So in relation to your civil suit, y'all need to stay on top of it. I would say before you even file it, if you can start getting 2 or 3 steps ahead in relation to preparation of documentation as well, to go ahead and file, knowing the responses that you're going to be having, looking at my situation, a lot of that is in the Discord, y'all. So in the Discord, if you come into civil cases, where's that bad boy at? Down here in civil cases, you can see Cam Hood River Civil. And I normally try to keep up with what's going on, or at least, the situation, so you can see how things have transpired.
That's just reminding me of recently with my writ of mandamus, when I saw all the documents I was going to need to add to it as attachments, and I realized I didn't have some of those documents, so I wanted to do a FOIA request for them. So I started by sending, because it was the records from the city court that I needed. And so I did a FOIA email to the city clerk, the court clerk, asking her for them, because that was my email contact in the court itself. And she responded back saying, no, I have to go through the city to be able to get records. And I'm like, okay. I had to send in 2 separate FOIA requests to the city before I even got a response back. And my response back was from the court clerk sending me the records. What was the point?
Right.
You're the one still sending them to me anyways. Why did I have to go through these hoops in order to do it?
So there's specific rules on FOIA. If they don't respond within 10 days, I think it is, they're in violation. Once they're in violation, then you can appeal that up to the when you higher authority on it, and then force them, actually it's the Attorney General, and then force them in order to respond or give you the information you're requesting.
Yeah, I just don't get why, when I wasn't even trying to do it as a FOIA request, I was just trying to get her to give me the records from my case.
Well, that's why I always CC the Attorney General, and I be hitting for the Department of Justice in the emails I be sending over with notice and demands like that. Like,
shoot, they didn't even have it through the email with the city part. They literally, you just type in what you want on their system and it automatically does it. Like, and if I hadn't outright told it, I want a copy of what you're sending to them, I wouldn't have gotten an email confirming that it was even sent.
Yeah. So see, risk management getting sent this email, and then the city of Salem, the attorney general. Come on, man. Why you gotta be messing with me, dude? The attorney general, and then the leader of the civil rights. Oh my God, it's gonna do it again, ain't it? Yep, you gotta come down there. The leader of the civil rights division at the DOJ, and then the legal department of the city of Salem, and then the police department individually, right? And so Salem, risk management, internal affairs, and the police department and the legal team, right? I'm letting them know right off the bat. Like I'm not gonna play with y'all in relation to what's going on. So yeah, you got to keep on top of them. They'll get back to you. Next day they got back to me, played as though they was one person, and I kept saying Miss Freeman, and then they was finally like, oh, I'm sorry for the confusion, but this is Sergeant Thompson. Well, why didn't you put that in the last one then? Why are you trying to play secret person over here on the first response then in the first place? And so then I told him now he's responsible since he's taking acknowledgement of receipt of my documentation, right? And they sent over a response to me via mail that they had gotten this, but I haven't gotten a conclusion on the investigation yet whatsoever. I guess that's still pending through their whole aspect. But there's a lot of different emails I got. Then they tried to make me pay for the discovery. Boy, they kept going back and forth with me on the email telling me, you're gonna have to pay for discovery. I'm not paying for discovery. Like, you're giving me my shit, but I haven't initiated the lawsuit on this one yet. Well, I ain't even put this one into what you call it yet.
Just file a subpoenas ducis tecum, and then it's a court order.
Actually, I was just about to ask if Cam's done a subpoena yet.
Oh no! Oh, I got it built out. You talking about for Salem? For
Either one. I just in general if you've done a subpoena yet.
I'm about to do one on what you call it? Salem. The Fresco getting one. Oh yeah, she getting one. Oh yeah, she getting one. Yeah, we're gonna send this off next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know you have to fill out the AO88 form?
AO88?
A088.
Man, y'all's here. Although I am having a gathering from August 7th to August the 14th, you're more than welcome to come.
We're gonna see.
I'm not seeing an AO8 form as a requirement. Is that a requirement?
Yeah.
You said
AO8. Yeah, that's what the clerk needs to sign, and the judge needs to look at.
Oh well, yeah. Well, then the clerk will provide that for sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's just a form that you're supposed to provide to me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I mean, you can get it off the website too and put it.
No, I like to call. I like to call and record calls.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a pretty lengthy subpoena. That's gonna be for this next hearing. Like I said, Quentin and everybody gonna be down here, so I think they're gonna be attending this hearing with me. But yeah, this should be fun. This ain't an evidentiary one. This ain't an evidentiary hearing either. We're just gonna, we all, you know what I'm like, hey man, we just had testify the hearing. This is the motions hearing. We're gonna see what's up. So, yeah, this will be fun. Hopefully, and I'm supposed to, I sent out the, they got the discovery for me. I sent out the money order this past, Thursday, I think I sent it out. So we should get that back next week, and then we'll have all the videos, and so we can go through the videos on that one. That one's gonna be fun. Y'all gonna see what happened. It's gonna be, yeah. They already dropped the first 2 charges that was brought forth, then they switched it over to an obstruction. It's not gonna hold. So, or interference. So yeah, this will be fun. It's a good another suit. So.
Yo, Cam.
Yeah, what's up, G?
Hey, this is Brett. Hey, I filed my amended complaint yesterday.
All right. How you feel about it?
I feel good.
Everybody say congratulations, Brett.
Congratulations, brother.
Brett.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Brett. Rock on it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, bro.
Good for you, man. You're an example.
Get it done.
Yep. Stay on top of the docket. Stay watching. We need to go ahead and start filing for discovery on everything, right? Start scheduling up for depositions. Get the ball rolling, right? This is the next moves, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, gotta start getting
Thanks
the move
again, man.
immediately. You're welcome, bro. You already know how we doing, my G. You gotta stay on top of it. So yeah, what y'all got? I just kind of wanted to roll through that with y'all because I know a lot of people are about to initiate suits or are in the middle of suits, and just see kind of what y'all thoughts are based on what's going on and what I brought forth today with Hood River.
Well, just to say for mine, so I got that mandamus pretty much done. I just want you to run it through real fast one more time with all the changes I made to it when you get a chance.
Oh, I was talking about civil suits.
And I was about to get to that because
Oh, okay.
after I got that done, I'm getting ready to start doing the transcripts for my videos so I can start working on my civil suit for Fritch, my very first one. That kind of got postponed because of these other 2 that
Yeah, it gets hectic, right? See?
Yeah, especially when you don't even get a chance to start, and all of a sudden you're getting harassed by the 2 neighboring, the neighboring city and the county. Not a month after I got my dismissal, they both harassed me within 2 days of each other. So it's gonna be fun. I did get, when I had my sham trial with the border city, I did get the cop to admit on stand that he knew the cop from my first case. Too bad it wasn't a court of record.
I filed a motion. Actually, it was a notice, judicial notice and demand for reconsideration yesterday. I'm suing my property manager, and we're going to trial. They're trying to get a bench trial. I've already waived the bench, so we did our meet and confer on Friday, and we are putting together a joint report for our scheduling. It's going to take at least till December to get everything done, and then we'll go to trial. We'll see. I'm assuming it'll settle out of court, but it's been an incredible learning process, and I'm preparing other civil complaints to follow. So.
Okay, now have you had to do any kind of certification of transcripts?
No, haven't had to certify anything. Basically, I filed a civil complaint for breach of contract regarding the lease agreement, and they motioned to dismiss. I filed an amended complaint. Their motion to dismiss was denied. My amended complaint was accepted. They filed a counterclaim. I filed a motion to dismiss their counterclaim. That was denied, and so I filed a motion for reconsideration. And I'm possibly considering taking the denial of the motion to dismiss to appeals, possibly, if the court denies my request again.
Good.
So yeah, I'm fighting on a couple fronts, but it's really been inspiring, honestly, and fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's cool to get in here and learn and figure out everything that you need to figure out. I was gonna say, on the aspect though of bringing in any kind of transcripts that are developed to obtain a certified court transcript. Oh no, that's not what I'm wanting to do. We're not wanting a certified court transcript. We're wanting to get a certified. So how would I get that then? So we'd want to do certify a transcript from video evidence. Excuse my error in relation to clarification. Certifying transcript from video evidence. Okay, so authentication under Federal Rules of Evidence 901A. The plaintiff must establish that the video recording is what it purports to be. This requires testimony or affidavit from the custodian of the video, confirming identity of the recording device, the manner of the capture, and the chain of custody from capture to current possession. Best evidence rule. Federal Evidence Rules of Evidence 1002 through 1003. Under Best Evidence Rule, the original recording is ordinarily required. A transcript is admissible only if A, the original is lost or destroyed not in bad faith, or B, the original is not closely related to a controlling issue, or C, a duplicate, i.e. an accurate copy, is offered, accompanied by proper certification. Preparation of the transcript. If using a professional, yeah.
I just want to get clarification for people about that first one up there. So when it says that it needs verification via a affidavit or whatever, what it is, it's that affidavit or something, testimony, that when you do those in a court, if it's from another person that's a non-party in the case, you will have to also subpoena to them to be there, because an affidavit in a court of law is hearsay unless the person who wrote it and put their name to it is in the courtroom present to be cross-examined.
That is good to know.
So what prevents you from filing an affidavit and saying that this is the original copy that I created?
You can do that.
Yeah, because
And
you're in
if it's
court.
from you, it'll stand because you're going to be there as one of the parties. But if it's, say, your friend recorded it and you have them write the affidavit testifying to it, then you're going to need to subpoena them or know that they're going to be there to be cross-examined. Because if they're not actually there, it will be hearsay.
I also wanted to mention too, regarding service of process, you can serve the other party and by hand or by certified mail, and you can file your own affidavit of service. You don't need to hire a process server. You can file an affidavit of service and sign under penalty of perjury that I delivered the documents, whatever it is. Sometimes you want to have a sheriff do the initial summons, and typically they might be cheaper than a service processor, but you can serve the other parties and file your own affidavit, FYI.
Yeah, those people though, real talk though, you gotta watch out, because the sheriffs, some sheriffs just are not serving, bro. Just letting you know.
And that's another thing too, always double check, because there are some documents throughout the process that are required to be through a service processor.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So verify with your rules is the real answer here. Always verify with your rules.
Yes, and every state has their own rules.
You can also go through a transcription service if you wanted to get that done. It might not be that expensive, and it may be able to get you something that's really professional and accurate, and gives it a little bit more authenticity and security, more foundation. When you're bringing in more third parties, it's kind of like, hey, I'm using this person, they're certified. You see what it does? It kind of bolsters it a little bit there. So you could do that too. You're coming in pro se anyways.
So here in Pima County, the Pima County Sheriff, they have actually a service process office. You can go up there, pay your $35, and you can have anybody served for anything.
Oh, let me finish first. I was adding to what Cam said.
Oh, I was done. Thank you.
Okay, so I was just gonna also add, shoot, never mind. I just lost it.
Brett, that's how it always happens too.
Yep.
Okay.
If I remember, I'll come back.
So yeah, if you're remember, get your stuff certified as far as transcripts are concerned. And get those.
Oh yes, that's what it was. That makes them, because if they're an actual professional transcriber company, that witness, what you can bring them in as what's actually called an expert witness in their field, not just as a standard witness.
Right. Yeah.
And just FYI too, with transcribing, if you use the court secretary as a transcriber, they typically charge like 50 cents to $1 per page, so it can get spendy real quick.
Oh, I had a conversation the other day with my attorneys working my situation, dog bite, and he told me videographers are better for court reporting than just your normal court reporters for any like depositions. He said they're a little bit more spendy, but he says it's a lot better. I forget the reasons. I'll have to pull it up. It's a recording we did. It was on a Sunday night. And
I think it's because makes it more accurate reporting.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
it's not
There's
just
something
trusting someone
else too.
listening to what's being said.
It was something else too. I just can't remember.
Well, he said that they're on their game a lot more. Like they're not just willy-nilly doing stuff and making sure they're doing things correctly if you have a videographer.
They're not retarded. Like the court clerks or the court recorders.
Yeah, Sarah was in there, I guess. Sarah did hear that. Who else was in there? It was like Sunday.
Quentin and I think Matthew and Diff and Rupin.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's telling me what I need to do on my civil suit. I was like, yo, let me talk to you for a minute. I need you to tell me what I need to do here. Like, I'm late. He's like, do this. You got it. I bet. So, yeah, we moved forward. What else y'all got?
I had a question about.
I have something about subpoenas. Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chen.
Okay, so in Oregon, I know that for subpoenas, subpoena ducis tecum, it's simpler to go to the clerk. I don't know if you know, but you can go to the clerk and tell them that you're self-represented and you need some subpoenas, and they will give you this. It can be a criminal, civil, or subpoena ducis tecum. And if you are going to do your own, on the back, you need to include like the because they want to get paid, right? Especially if you're
Well, then
dealing with law enforcement and all that stuff.
Well, what if can I request that are you anywhere close to getting one, and can you send me one in the mail? Unless they just got the online forms, because it looks like you got a carbon copy right there.
No, I'm sending some out right now. You just go
The
up to
carbon copy.
Yeah, it's a carbon copy, and I would suggest.
But I'm all the way
in person and mail.
But I'm all the way up
You
here.
what?
I'm all the way up here in Yakima.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll send it. I have like 6 extra ones in my truck. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
And it has everything on it. And then if you're doing it for discovery or something like that, you would put down in here subpoena ducis tecum for discovery. Otherwise, they're going to go, oh, there's no court date, because you have to have a court date to subpoena documents like for this date. But if you don't have a court date at a trial, you say it's for discovery, and they got to give it up. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have them for 3 of them. I need all 3 officers, 2 lady cops, the sergeant, and then maybe that other dude. Nah, I don't need him yet.
Where did you get those, Trina? Those forms?
Just the court clerk. And when I did my own subpoena the very first time, like 7 years ago,
Troy.
and then
get you some.
Yeah, and
Give
so now I'll subpoena your pit bull, your chihuahua. I'll subpoena everything now. But back in the day, it was like I didn't really know how to go about it. But yeah, the clerks didn't either, and so there's like 10 clerks, and I showed them how to do it, and they love me. They're like, "Oh, you showed us how to do something." So
is there a form number on top of that, Trina?
It's not. It's just it's a subpoena, and you can go up to the window and ask them, and if they say they don't know or whatever, tell them to get their supervisor, and they'll go, yeah, you can do it, and they give them to you blank, and they stamp it, sign it, and
typically you can go to the law library and you get a copy from the law library, depending on where you live. Or you can write up your own subpoena ducis tecum. It's the format is very similar. It's just like filing a motion, whatever. And then you just pay the clerk of court whatever their fee is for subpoena, and then they stamp it, they emboss it, and that's the original copy, and that's the copy that you serve.
Well, I was gonna say it should be free in all criminal matters.
It's free, and I like to send these because it's the same thing like the DA would send, so they know you mean business, and
for sure.
You get a good response from it.
No, I feel you on that one. The only thing is that I have no eligibility to get it stamped initially because I won't be present. You see what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's just the clerk. It's not. It's going to be totally blank, and the clerk just signs it and dates it in her name, and you're good. That's all.
Yeah, but don't you got to give all
the rest of it?
So
the plaintiff. No, they just give them to you blank. If you look up in Oregon Revised Statutes, it's in there. Yeah.
You can go into your Supreme Court Law Library on the internet, and the forms of practice and pleadings has an exact template that you can copy off of it.
Well, I got some made up. I'm not tripping. I got some of my own made up. Ain't no thing. I'm just I was looking at the aspect of the actual documentation itself and then figuring out, okay, well, if I'm gonna get it, it's gonna be blank. They're not gonna have no stamp on it. I'm gonna send it in, they're gonna stamp it and seal it, and send it back to me. It's just starting to get complicated on that aspect. So I'd like to try and go ahead and get with the clerk next week and figure out the e-filing system that they got over there in Salem. Go ahead and send these out. Snail mail as well. Get that 2 days sent over, certified return receipt. Yeah, so. But we got to get that moving because in less than 30 days now, and they got to get the request for the subpoena within 14. So, and the Salem's going to be a good one. It's a good lawsuit. It's a good lawsuit. I'm really happy about this one. And at some point this year, maybe I can start up the Ridgefield lawsuit. That'd be good to start up. I got to get that going at some point because they did fire the sergeant as well on that one. So, but Gregory Lee's about to start up one. Sean, I thought you was about to start up a second. Ruben's about to try and close out one, but he might try and still hit back with some other options. We was talking about last week, I think. Who else we got in this thing right now? April and Thomas
Sure, we
still
got a
got
lot of
something to
options.
bring. Yeah, Thomas. Yes. Let me see who else in it. Brett's in the middle of one.
This is Matt. I'm going.
Who else got one? Yes, ma'am. What you got going on? I'll be right back.
Hey, Ty, when you gonna file your civil suit against the same officer that towed my car?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Yeah, I kind of been just holding up. I just haven't felt like it's ready yet. And I think I'm knowing why. Cam's learning a lot, and I got an appointment with Cam to kind of refine my paperwork, and so it'll be going in here pretty soon.
Okay, that's cool, man. Yeah,
Trinity.
he'll be hit with 2 lawsuits at the same time.
Yeah.
Really good. Trinity, I got a question about the subpoena thing.
Yeah.
So I noticed with as I'm in Kentucky, with them, I filled out the AO88 form, and then I gave them my attached documents. And I'm subpoenaed the sheriff department for certain paperwork, because right now I'm just doing the officer, and I couldn't do the department because subdivision of the county. We don't want to add the county. But did you ever have issues when you subpoenaed sheriff departments as to them being approved or denied?
Yep. Yes, I did. And, they'll find any way to fight them that they can. Period. They'll try to, I went through so much stuff at first, like it was during COVID. And so COVID, everything was alternative service. So they're telling me this way, and then I do it, and they go, oh, that's wrong. And they came and fought it. They tried to fight the subpoena duces tecum because the employee wasn't working the day that there was the court hearing. I mean, they tried everything, and in the book. So that's what now I have a copy hand delivered and one in the mail. And so that way it just covers everything, like every time, because there's, they'll pull every dirty trick in the book. I've just seen it. And what I found really the best way to get stuff like easier than this, so you don't have to fight it, is put in a public records request, and you get a lot of things quicker. You get more stuff. You can get stuff you wouldn't believe, like you can get the officers' messages back and forth with the DA on their phones, from a public records request. Now, if you tried to get that with a subpoena, they put up a fight, so that's always an option, the records request.
Yeah, I did both. So I submitted the records request the same day I submitted the subpoena, and the court clerk said, well, since you're pro se, we have to have the judge sign off on it. Did you ever hear of that?
Never heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a strange one.
I'm like, I don't see what needs the judge's signature on this paperwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely take your rules and prove them wrong with that one.
Yeah, the judge
Yeah.
doesn't need to sign a subpoena, just the clerk. The clerk has the power of the pen. They have the authority to issue subpoenas.
Well, unfortunately, the girl I normally talk to wasn't there that day, and it was someone else that I don't think does that shit.
And actually,
There's
pro
one,
se,
there's
you
one
have
girl that's really nice at my place, and she's very knowledgeable.
That's what she was trained to tell you to spin you.
Somebody here?
Yeah, I think that was just an excuse not to deal with you that day personally.
So the subpoenas, the Sixth Amendment, where it's giving it to us, where it's deriving, excuse me, quote, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, unquote. This is a creator endowed right, okay? They have to come. Article 1, Section 11 of the Oregon Constitution similarly guarantees in all criminal prosecutions have a right, okay?
Well, criminal, I'm in civil.
You have a right.
But they're gonna nitpick about the criminal versus civil shit.
Oregon revised statutes. This is us. Subpoenas to be served. Service requirements. So here in Oregon, rules of criminal procedure fall under 17D. For the subpoenas, it must be served at least 14 days before the required appearance date, unless the court orders otherwise for good cause shown. This timing requirement ensures that witnesses have adequate notice and opportunity to comply.
Again, it says criminal.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now.
Okay, well, I thought we were talking about civil.
Okay, so Jack,
Okay.
criminal proceedings, those rules, they're created based upon civil rules.
I know that, but the judges don't want to acknowledge that. So how do you get them to acknowledge that?
You force them to acknowledge it. Where in the rules does it say otherwise in the civil rules? It doesn't.
I do bring in a lot of civil, and I use it as support. That's why. So you just, it's more about using what you have to support the claim that you're bringing forth, how you see it. You got to start understanding that it's the interpretation of the law. It's the argument. You're convincing someone. It's why it's a prayer for relief. It's you having the capability of showing someone else that what you stand on is true, and that if they're not helping you stand on that truth, they're therefore violating your creator endowed rights, which supersede all. So they have a ministerial duty at that point, right? Because we're tying it right back into life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if any of those are caused within any realm of statutory regulation, then that is definitely irreparable harm. That's the circle right there. It's a continuous tie that never ends. Because again, if it's intrusive of your life, liberty, or pursuit of happiness, it's done for. Nothing can stand. Okay, so yeah.
I'm having a really hard time arguing that in family court, unfortunately. If anybody has any angles on that, it's been a real nightmare.
Family court is the most corrupt courts of them all.
Katya would be a good source for that.
Yeah.
I work pretty hard with Katya, and I've watched Katya over the past. She's been probably working with us now like two and a half months. And man, from where she came to where she at now, sheesh, watch out. It's pretty dope, bro. It's pretty dope. Yeah. With the court, so I have to immediately on Monday complete and file subpoenas with the court, serve all subpoenas using preferred methods, file proof of service with the court, deadline, service, 14-day requirement. So I'm pretty heavy on everything right now. So I had to close out also all new consultations for next week, unless like you're a Wisedome member or a previous client already. Just because we need to catch up with everybody coming into the week. Tomorrow gonna be a really busy day for me as well. I stay busy every day. Hope y'all know that. But yeah, even Sunday I'm gonna be grinding out, catching up with everybody in Discord too. So that should be pretty sweet. We'll get all these caught up. And next week's gonna be exciting. Wednesday, I'll probably gonna have to make myself unavailable for a big chunk of it because I'm doing depositions. So, yeah, it's just lit.
Gotta do that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
We
The
got those
chief,
ground caps.
the chief and Ryan Junt, the dude talking about take him to jail. All right. All right, buddy, you ready? You
Bro, go
ready?
live.
You
Try
ready
to
for
go
those?
live when you do it.
You ready for those depositions, bro? It's coming, dog. Take him to jail, huh? What was the purpose of those statements, if you don't mind?
Fucking irreparable harm.
So, yeah, man. All right, what we got going on? Y'all want to get into something else? I got some objection stuff we can get into.
Yeah, let's go over some objections.
All right, cool. So, you can't just have mere legal knowledge of objections. However comprehensive, it remains an inert intellectual asset absent the cultivated skill of strategic development. The efficacy
That lady
of
said
an objection is inextricably linked to its timeliness, its articulation, and its alignment with the overarching objective of you and I. It's all about timing, synchronizing those with certain procedure junctures as we're moving through following that yellow brick road. The timeline of any legal contest presents a distinct phases. Some people get caught up in knowing those phases or figuring out which road they're gonna take in the phases. But you got so many options within each one, we just gotta start finding out more about them and individualizing them. Let's say, for instance, you got an issue that comes up in court and you know you wanna bring up quite a few different doctrines or rules, okay? And you wanna really try to build upon slowly, patiently, the aspects of how you're making the state look stupid in relation to small little notice and demands, notice of hearings, coming forth on that notice and hearing, and having oral arguments. Let's just say we applied the rule of lenity. Let's just say that was the only rule that we applied in relation to our notice and demand for a dismissal based on that doctrine alone. It'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll go over objections and limine. These are pretrial motions. If you want to hit for a notice and demand in relation to a limine as well, you can hit like that. Don't give up the jurisdiction. Go ahead and demand rather than request. Seeking a ruling from the court to exclude or admit certain evidence before the trial or hearing commences. Okay, this is coming out of U.S.C. versus United States, 1984, where they're discussing the nature and purpose of motions in limine. The strategic advantage of a motion in limine is manifold. It allows for a considered ruling outside the immediate pressure of trial. It prevents the trier of fact from being exposed to potentially prejudicial information, even if it is untimely excluded, and provides clarity for trial strategy. For example, a party might move in limine to exclude evidence of prior convictions if the prejudicial effect substantially outweighs their probative value. Okay, and that's coming out of Federal Rules of Evidence on 403 and 609. Similarly, one might seek to preclude an opponent from referencing inadmissible hearsay or unauthenticated documents. Unauthenticated? Oh, you got documents, but they're unauthenticated? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. That's cool. Contemporaneous objections during trial and hearing. This is the most commonly visualized form of objections, of course, raised immediately when improper evidence is offered, an improper question is posed, or misconduct occurs. Now, what I like about, I don't mind getting objections. You know what I'm saying? Someone objecting on me, but I don't want to offend the court either, and I don't want to have the court being like, you're doing this all on purpose, to steer, or to make one, because sometimes you can abuse it. But when I watched that Young Thug trial, one thing I noticed is that sometimes questions were asked that they knew were going to be objected, unless the state was just too busy on trying to formulate what they were going to do at that said moment, because you're always working, right? In trials, if you're doing trials, you're always working. Things are formulating right then and there. And what I noticed is a lot of questions that they knew would get objected were still being asked, thereby giving the jury trial that mind frame of what you're trying to bring forth in relation to your theory or story, even if it couldn't be answered. And they knew it wouldn't or couldn't get answered. They still gonna ask so that that seed is planted in the trial's mind. Now, again, if you abuse that, or maybe you're just trying to, be at the borderline where it's a little blurry, that gray, I wear a lot of brown, but it could be gray. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The cardinal rule is that the objection must be contemporaneous with the offending event. Delay, even momentarily, can be construed as a waiver. For instance, if a question calls for hearsay, the objection must be voiced before the witness answers. And if an exhibit lacks foundation, the objection should be made when the exhibit is offered into evidence. Don't wait till later when they want to finally bring it up. You got to do it right then. We're calling into evidence, objection, relevance, whatever the case may be. See Federal Rules of Evidence 103A1. Requiring a timely objection or motion to strike on the record stating the specific ground, if not apparent from the context in and of itself. So while most objections must be, this is post-trial and post-hearing objections, limited scope. So while most objections must be contemporaneous, certain issues, particularly those relating to fundamental errors affecting substantial rights or newly discovered evidence, may sometimes be raised post-trial, often through motions for a new trial or motions for judgment as a matter of law. However, reliance on post-trial objections is perilous and generally reserved for exceptional circumstances when a contemporaneous objection was not feasible or where the error is so egregious as to constitute plain error. Now, the preservation protocol, articulating objections for the record and appellate review. Okay, go ahead and start hitting more objections. Guess what? You make a mistake, it's okay. Make an objection where you think you need to make one again and start getting better and better and better. But at least start trying. I mean, damn, don't just sit there and be silent. Object! I object, Your Honor.
And it's important to know the grounds for objections. So you really want to have like a list there.
And we need to get a chart, huh?
And know what the objections are and be ready to go on the fly. You gotta object on the fly because you want to get that evidence or testimony off the record and make sure your objection is lodged. Even if you don't know what the objection is, you can say, Your Honor, I object, and you can also object to the court statements, any findings or rulings that they make. You just want to say, I would like to lodge my objection for the record, Your Honor, and they have to note it.
Right.
And also,
Go ahead.
I was just going to add too, that is going to be something covered under the basic court procedures course that we are setting up. So if anyone wants to join, that is going to have a whole thing about it. It does go over a lot of the objections. I think almost all of them.
That's pretty cool.
More.
I was just going to say, always object to any thing that you don't agree that the judge has said or put on the record or anything. Always.
Yep. And also to add to that too, if you are watching like the judge and the attorney, the prosecuting attorney sharing glances about that appear to be like they're looking for direction or gesturing at what to do, make a verbal statement about it. Objection, I want it noted for the record that so-and-so is looking at so-and-so for direction. Because if you don't have it verbally stated, it's not going to be on the record. And that's more evidence towards the bias and teaming up in courts that you can put out there.
You can also file a written. I do that. I file it right into the case if it's like something important, or I've got some crazy shit on there before, but especially if you put notice and then objection, you can put pretty much anything you want into there. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. An objection, of course, serves a dual purpose: to seek an immediate ruling from the trial court and, crucially, to preserve the issue for a potential appellate review should the ruling be adverse. Effective preservation requires adherence to specific protocol. Now you got to remember, y'all, When we get an order from the judge, we can appeal that order. I need y'all to remember that. When you get an order from the judge and you don't like it and you feel as though you can articulate something with a constitutional value and all the elements needed to go for an appeal, do it. What are you waiting for?
That is exactly
You can appeal an order. Go ahead, Alir.
that is exactly what interlocutory appeals are. They are appeals before the final determination or the final judgment is made. That's what Sarah just did.
Sometimes you got to move it up, y'all. You're talking about how do we stop the court? There's several different ways to stop the court, man. Several different ways. There's lots of ways. Pick one. If you don't like what you're getting and you can see it, pick one, please. Would you want to come up here with me? What you want to do? You come up here with me?
You can also invoke Article 3 in case of traffic or when the state is named the party.
Didn't I just develop something in relation to that here recently or no? For you? I'm not sure if I did or not. I forget. I don't know if you're going to answer me or what, dude. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm working. Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
There's an overlay. I couldn't download it as PDF. James spit out something for me too that was downloadable.
Okay, cool.
I just did it in.
I forget where did I put it. It's in Overleaf.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was named?
I have to look.
Okay, let me know. I got a lot of projects, bro. Okay, so preservation protocol, articulating objection. Okay, wait, specific ruling. Yep, effective. Yep, okay. As noted, the objection must be timely. Furthermore, it must state the specific legal grounds upon which it is based, unless the ground is apparent from the context. A general objection such as, objection, Your Honor, is often insufficient to preserve the issue. For example, instead of merely saying objection, one should state objection, Your Honor, the question calls for hearsay, or objection, lack of foundation for this exhibit. Securing a ruling. The litigant must ensure that the court explicitly rules on that objection. If the court does not rule, or if the ruling is ambiguous, the litigant should respectfully request a clear record in ruling for the record. An objection upon which the court has not ruled is generally not preserved for appeal. If the court sustains an objection and excludes evidence that the litigant believes is admissible or important, the litigant must make an offer of proof. This involves informing the court outside the hearing of the jury, if applicable, of the substance of the excluded evidence. This allows for the appellate court to understand what the evidence should have shown and to assess whether its exclusion was erroneous and prejudicial. See Federal Rules of Evidence 103A2. Okay, articulating constitutional grounds if applicable. If an objection also implicates constitutional rights, such as like a confrontation clause or due process, these constitutional grounds should be explicitly stated as part of the objection to ensure full preservation for higher review. Thank you. I'm doing it all day. It's all it's based on with me. Particularly if seeking review by courts that prioritize constitutional issues. Thank you. Because that's all I'm talking about. Everything I'm talking about is based on constitutional issues. Because it always comes back to my creator endowed rights. Because it always comes back to my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Which always comes back to the deprivation of my rights. Which then thereby circles again back to irreparable harm. Bringing forth the aspects of any type of preliminary injunction with a temporary restraining order until they can bring forth the proof of the evidence and elements in which we've brought forth in said TR or an injunction. There's like so many different ways you can hit, bro. It's a full-blown circle. So where we at on this thing? Appellate alignment, framing objections with standards of review in mind. When making objections, the astute litigant considers the standards by which an appellate court will review the court's rulings. Different types of errors are subject to different standards of review, which dictate the level of deference given to the trial court's decision. Abuse of discretion. Many evidentiary rulings, such as those concerning relevance or prejudice under federal rules of 403, are reviewed for an abuse of discretion. This is a differentiate, which I would say this is you law all day, the abuse of discretion. This differential standard, meaning the appellate court, will only reverse if the trial court's decision was clearly unreasonable, arbitrary, or unconscionable. De novo review. You tickle. De novo review. No, I'm talking right now. Rulings on questions of law, such as the interpretation of a statute or a constitutional provision, are typically reviewed de novo. This means the appellate court gives no deference to the trial court's legal conclusions and examines the issue afresh. Plain error. If an objection was not properly preserved at trial, an appellate court will only review it for plain error. This is a very high bar, requiring a showing that 1, there was an error, 2, the error is plain or obvious, and 3, the error affected substantial rights, and 4, the error seriously affects the fairness, integrity, or public, right there, fairness, integrity, or public reputation of judicial proceedings. That right there is all you. That right there is all you. How you look. Sorry. Okay, number 4 is a big one because it says the error seriously affects the fairness, integrity, or public reputation of judicial proceedings. That's all you. That's your work. How good can you articulate the fairness or not being fair, the integrity of what they are responsible and what their duty is to do based on the Constitution, or the public reputation of judicial proceedings? That's how bad can you make them look? How much of a support do you have? You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. That one's pretty cool too. You can bring that in pretty heavy. Structural error. These are the constitutional defects affecting the framework within which the trial proceeds, rather than yes, ma'am. I don't want to fight you right now. I don't want to beat you up. Oh no, chill. Oh, stop. I don't want to fight you. I'm chill. I don't want to fight you right now. Structural error. These are constitutional defects. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. Y'all gonna have to talk for a second. She won't stop. I can't.
Pretty princess. Oh.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, no.
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Thanks for asking. You know, what a blessing it is. Cam has kids to, you know, share his love with and his time, and we're secondary, and you know, our little ones come first.
Yes, that's our job to guide them and to make the right choices and to teach them everything that we're learning. So
exactly. We, you know, we're coming to it a little bit later, you know, but you know, we're here now, and we're here to support each other, and that's what we got to do. We got to rise up. We can't we can't take it anymore, you know.
No, because I tell my kids, it don't matter if it's, you know, politics, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. It don't matter if it's red or blue, and it sucks.
Yeah, we got to control our reality.
Yes.
And then when they catch us in their snare and try to pull us in, we got to make sure that we stand and we correct it. And I tell you, Cam's doing a beautiful job, because once we go through this process a couple times, we're going to come out so strong, and then they're going to realize, man, we should have never messed with these people.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, with the blessings of our Heavenly Father, man, we're on the march, no doubt.
Of course, yes, no doubt.
Yeah.
Where are you guys out of?
I'm out of Texas, Central Texas.
Okay, I'm in California.
Oh, okay. Whereabouts?
Bakersfield.
Does anyone know the document that he was referencing there regarding objections? And
I kind of scribbled some notes down. It was a comprehensive curriculum on legal objections and rights.
That's his own document that he.
Yeah, that's his own that he has.
That's his own document.
Copy that.
And so, hey, if somebody has that in the chat, you know, if they can post it so we can download it. Yeah, there it is.
You know what, Gregory, it's funny because I'm out here in Central Texas in Apparel. I left Bakersfield a few years ago, man. So this crazy. I'm out here in Vernon, man. I'm out here in Vernon County, man, and it's crazy. It ain't gonna say it's crazy. It's peaceful, but it's cool. I'm ready.
I'm in Canyon Lake.
I'm pretty sure I know you have a B-field, man. I left 8 years ago. Lived out there for a while, but I'm glad I left, man, because California's crazy now, right?
Congratulations. You made it out.
Yeah, I escaped.
I'm out here in Bakersfield too.
Oh, man, you right? B-field for real? Where you at?
Yes, sir.
What part?
Northern part, Oildale.
Oh, so you're in the Dale. Okay, where you at?
I'm right here. I'm on the southwest. I got a business out here. I got an animal feed and pet supplies. And
Oh, good. Oh, good. We need to talk to you.
we need to link
man,
up.
This is crazy. Hey guys, real talk, man. When I come out that way, man, I'm gonna try to link up with you guys if y'all don't mind, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We all part of Wisedome anyway, so.
All the time.
Here's my number.
Yeah, Thomas. Whenever you come out here, let us know, bro.
Okay, cool. We'll do, man. We'll do.
I just posted my cell phone number. If you guys want to take it down, we can link up.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, Cam, you still want that puppy or what?
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get down there to get to it, man. It's crazy right now. My shit is. I have no
what
time.
You got?
I have no time. Watch out.
Blue Healer.
Thanks, Ben.
He wanted a blue healer for his daughter, so I came across one.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna get into the remedy ladder. Hold on one second.
Canyon Lake. There you go.
We'll have to hook it up sometime, brother.
Yes, sir.
Whereabouts in Austin?
I was in Houston, Texas, about a month ago because I do life insurance too. And we had a big event out there.
Yeah. You think a big one?
Yes.
So can you set us all up with IULs?
Yes, IULs, annuity accounts, everything.
So can you, is there a way to track life insurance policies that were established and paid out?
To track it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Get my number down and you can look it up.
Is it,
All right, that's looking good.
You're the 661?
The remedy ladder.
661-364-8453.
So cool. I have to convince her, but once I convince her, she's like, so cool. Okay, that's crazy looking though. Don't hurt yourself. You're gonna slap yourself with it. Okay. The remedy ladder. Escalating responses to sustained or overruled objections. So when an objection is made, the court will either sustain it, agree with the objection, or they're going to overrule it, which is just agree. The litigant's subsequent actions depend on this ruling and the nature of the issue. If the objection is sustained, evidence questioned or excluded, the offending evidence is not admitted, or the improper question is not answered. The objecting party has achieved the immediate goal. If objection is overruled, the evidence in question is allowed. The question is admitted, or the witness answers the question. The objecting party must then consider further steps. Requesting, or if prejudicial evidence is admitted,
Hold on,
for a limited.
Christopher, please mute yourself. Thank you.
If prejudicial evidence is admitted for a limited purpose, the party may request for the court to instruct the jury to consider the evidence only for that specific purpose and not for any other improper purpose. So specific instructions. Gotta get the instructions in there. And actually, the instructions are going to be built out beforehand anyways, before even asking. So that's always something done before the jury's, jury don't get hear none of that. So that's coming out of 105. Motion to strike. Now, if an improper answer is given before an objection can be made, or if testimony is later revealed to be inadmissible, a motion to strike the offending testimony from the record is appropriate at said time. If granted, the court will typically instruct the jury to disregard that testimony. It's at a later point, right? Requesting a curative instruction. If improper information has reached the jury, a party may request a curative instruction where the judge tells the jury to disregard the information and explains why it was improper. This attempts to mitigate any prejudice. If the introduction of improper evidence or misconduct is so prejudicial, to me, I'm taking the aspect that you're calling me a sovereign citizen out here on the record as pretty goddamn prejudicial. I mean, me personally, because it's not just the word, it's not just the ties to the movement. It's a direct attack against my faith. It's a direct attack against my sovereignty. It's a direct attack against my assertion of rights. It's a direct attack against my self-governance. It's a direct attack of my eligibility to be free from interference from unnecessary governmental intrusion.
Self-autonomy.
It's really bad. And so that's why I say those deeper core principles as far as knowing who you are is where it's at every time. Yeah, we get a lot of sovereign citizens on the record, man. It's pretty bad. And that's just for people just sticking up for their constitutional rights, literally following the process. Now, yes, the lawyers don't do it anymore. They have taken an oath first to the court and then to their subject. Essentially, their ward, their infant. Yeah, but we ain't that.
They're beast master.
Unless I want to go through in here. Objections as offered testimony. Exhibit to physical evidence. Okay, let's do this one. Objection to judicial conduct.
Why is it that a sovereign citizen is bad?
Alright, trial mechanism. Okay, do that one too.
It's because there were some crazy people that actually used weapons and did chases around cities, like real bad, like firing guns at police. So FBI did something on that, to that definition of sovereign citizen. Just looped us all into one.
Yeah, it's a smear campaign, basically. Just like they wanted to make the word liberal a bad word, when most of us went to liberal colleges, obviously. And I think it's also just there is a contingent of people out there that think that they're above common law because they think they're sovereign citizens and that they don't have to abide by common or natural law.
Okay, something cool right here I wanted to show y'all. Let me see how one did it. It's gonna be on. It's better have an intro on it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, like, you see this notice of special appearance and jurisdictional challenge. This is something that I would honestly say every court hearing on the introduction of myself, something very similar or close to. My name is Cameron James Wilson. I just wanted to give this notice of special appearance and a jurisdictional challenge, and hopefully I can get a. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. And I would like to request the court to grant a continuing objection in relation to that. That my special appearance is not general for the limited purposes of my appearance constitutes a special appearance, not general, for the limited purpose of challenging jurisdiction and personam in rem and in subject matter, and establishing the record of constitutional rights violations pursuant to the principles articulated in Ex parte Young and Hale versus Hinkle. All creator endowed rights are reserved, nunc pro tunc, now for them in this. I explicitly reserve all rights pursuant to whatever state and that's statutes UCC 1-308, and the doctrine of sine qua non, without which not. Again, I'm appearing sui juris and in propria persona. I'm a sovereign individual, and I am asserting the inherent, unalienable, creator-endowed rights that predate and supersede all governmental authority, as recognized in the Declaration of Independence and codified in the Constitution of the United States of America, but is not limited thereunto. And go on about what I need to go on about. See what I'm saying?
I would personally say sovereign, living, free man in the union as opposed to individual, because individual implies that you are a corporation or an organization. As a
It could be presumed, but then you could rebut the presumption as well.
Then just start cooking, right?
Right. But what you would want to ask for is that in continuing objections, okay? The reason I bring that up is because that's something I'm going to be saying every time, so I might as well request it on the first run. You did? If not, then I'll just go ahead and keep saying it every time, and they're going to tell me, all right, we're tired of hearing of it. I'll give you a continuing objection on the record. Thank you. Where a party anticipates a series of questions or a line of testimony pertaining to the same objectionable subject matter, the court may permit a continuing objection. If granted, this relieves the party from having to repeat the same objection to each subsequent question or to subsequent hearing or answer on that topic, with the understanding that the initial objection applies to all such related evidence. However, the scope of the continuing objection must be clearly defined and agreed to by the court. Okay? Let's see what else I want to get into. Case studies applicable. Legal terminology. This is just terminology aspect. Okay. Little objections there. You talking about someone sent me over this court survival guide again. Where's this come from? Does anybody know?
I got it off of U.S.C.
Court survival guide. Who is it even made by?
Yeah, I don't know who it was made by, but I got it from U.S.C.
There's no name on this, bro. Players playing
Must be by the anonymous.
The anonymous.
If it came from Yusuf, it's pretty good.
I don't think he created it. I think he got it from somewhere else.
I'm sure he just kind of he probably put it in the format, just kind of grabbed what he could.
Facts. Don't let them rush you through anything. Man, what y'all talking about? Look at all that. This is cool though. So here are a few more general factors and guidelines in preparation for playing your winning strategy. Make sure you're in a court of record. If they ask you if you understand, say no. Oh, there it is, baby. I love it. That's a good one. They backdoor you, bro. That's like a high five. You know, it's super high on that one. I ain't understanding nothing. This is a surefire way to control the case and to employ the best strategy described herein. If you answer yes, you've given up that Sixth Amendment liberty. So just say no and use the opportunity to embarrass the judge into admitting more of the truth of the law and the judicial decisions relating to your lack of understanding. Admit nothing and ask questions. Every question you answer in court digs you deeper and deeper into the jurisdictional hole. Your answers automatically give your implied consent to the court's jurisdiction and authority over you, and everything you say is already being used against you. They are trained, just like the officer, to get you to admit the things that incriminate you. So it is in your favor to admit nothing and keep asking questions. This way you will control the discussion and evidence is going. Act dumb and play smart. Oh God, the best. This is the best strategy. You know, this is the best strategy with anything in life, though. Sometimes, because in this day and age, we have a lot of people who just get really offended really quick, and I still don't understand why. Okay. Who's that?
Can you put that in the chat? That document.
And I don't, and I don't know who. Anyways, so act dumb and play smart. From the above game rules, you can easily see that it is your advantage to lull the judge into a comfortable position with you so that he or she, oh, I love it, will feel more likely, expose, or admit some mistake on the record. Yes, ma'am. No, it's Saturday. Today's not Sunday, but today is Saturday. You got this one on? Here, go. Head in. That's fine. I like it.
Pardon. Asking questions and what he's doing and stuff.
One on. He's gonna make brownies tonight too. Yep. With a little gold weave. No, that's the candle.
Still brownies?
Tonight, yeah. So you can easily see that it is your. It is. I know it's cupcake, but we was talking about brownies. I told him we was gonna make brownies tonight.
We're talking about
We gotta eat good first. That's right.
Funnel cakes over here.
Tonight with the brownies.
They gotta get them sweets. Gotta get them sweets.
So, well, we don't eat a lot of sweets at all. So one of the most powerful ways for you to play is to act dumb at first and then quietly go for the throat when they slip up, expose themselves, or find themselves stuck in a lie. Most of the examples and the details below are of this strategy. So that's what I think, like, also too, in correlation to like the district attorneys, or like when you go in there with like the chiefs and stuff like that, like you kind of just have to be the person that's like, okay, I'm gonna play personable. I'm gonna stay on the realm of what I know the majority of people are operating at as far as a mind frame right now. We're gonna start there at that point. And when you, what ends up happening is they always like to start going from that normal realm of the IQ of America. There's a bandwidth there, right? There's a range, and if they start pushing their authority on you and you start pushing up your intellectual knowing of the law, your rights, your creator endowed rights, and things of that nature, what ends up happening is they end up getting more combative, right? So what you have to do is at that point, at that very instant and point and moment in time, you actually have to try and figure out the personality type of that person a little bit more and start to mirror them. Okay? And you have to find the deflective aspect, which is making the bad situation into a situation of laughter. You may ridicule yourself. You may ridicule them that they can laugh at, their own selves. That's the de-escalation, right? If possible. And which is what I was really able to do pretty good on Yakima, right? These people have no body cam. You want some? Oh, you just got it for me? You're amazing. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Yeah, you have to mirror them so that we can diffuse the situation. But yeah, I would say playing dumb at first and just, you know, coming in right and ready, because again, they're expected to know your rights. So when you come in and then you actually hit them with your rights and then they go and move further against you, now you know they're intentionally doing it. Like it's an intentional thing. Like, oh, I'm doing it like they did to me with Hood River. We didn't think he knew his rights. We're just going to it. Go ahead.
Get off the phone. Come on.
You know, we're just going to violate his rights. You know what I'm saying? So smile, give thanks, apologize, and ask. This is one of the most successful strategies in the initial appearances. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard my boy, he was at Elijah doing a lot of this. Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm not trying to offend the court. Give thanks, apologize, and ask. Bring it back on them, right? Give the questions. This is one of the most successful strategies in the initial appearance, consistent with what we just went up. Right, what? Which one? Downplay smart? Yes. It works because the judge will form a favorable opinion about your honesty, innocence, and sincerity, and then grant your request without suspecting anything. Bait, steer, and corner. Oh, bait, steer, and get them. Gotcha. This is the main tactic to use for manipulating the judge. Manipulating? Wow. I'd rather just sway or persuade rather than manipulate anything. I'd rather have you see what I'm trying to achieve, therefore bringing it into reality, right? Didn't mean to rhyme there, but that's what it is. The judge into dismissing the case. because of course you got to see in favor of my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness without no corpus delicti. The idea is to bait the court with questions concerning your confusion and then steer the judge into providing answers which force him or her to make a judicial determination or ruling which exposes his or her mistake or fraud. It's like painting the judge into a corner from which there is no legal way out that allows them to continue the case against you. A classic concerning question to ask is, okay, now, just so I understand you precisely, has your honor made a judicial determination that on whatever that you've brought forth or whatever you're bringing forth? You fill in the blank with the only option left, which would be that this is not in violation of the Fourth Amendment. You know, bring in any aspect that you need to bring forward. So know your options. Pause whenever necessary. Always maintain awareness. Yes. Know your motions. Okay. So let's look at some motions. Go through. If you don't know some, we got a motion to dismiss the case for any of many good reasons. You got one for a declare a mistrial because of obvious error in procedure. You got a motion to prove jurisdiction. Dangerous and uncommon. Dangerous and uncommon. Dangerous and uncommon. All right. See what I can do about that. I don't think I can do much for like that. Okay. Motion to prove jurisdiction. Oh yeah, we just did that. Motion for discovery to produce all information against you. A motion to make evidence to place missing information in evidence. A motion to recuse the judge for obvious bias or prejudice against you. And this literally, y'all tell me if is Sarah still in here or no? No? Okay. For obvious or bias or prejudice against you. She had 2 judges recused. Sarah did. So if y'all didn't know that, that's been pretty cool. And then motion.
There's no Willie.
Yeah. Motion to find the prosecutor in contempt.
There's no Willie.
Huh? All right. And for contempt. For contemptible or rude behavior. Motion for fact finding to expose their fraud and the real legal issues. Okay, this one should be fun. Motion for trial by jury of 12 to let the people decide and up the costs. A motion to subpoena witnesses to assist in your defense. Refuse the jury for cause because of impartiality or ignorance. Motion for continuance to move the case to the next stage. A motion for retrial to retrial the case based on particular court defects. The motion to dismiss and declare mistrial should be the highest priority, and you should find every reason and every occasion that there is to use it. Even better, there's a maneuver the prosecutor to ask for dismissal, and the judge to simply declare it. Now, what's crazy though and cool is that I got my boy Joe. He working on a whole process right now, and even Kevin been hitting me up again to where I feel like we just need to go through that bad boy one more time. You know what I'm saying? On more of the other aspect there to see if that procedural common law way that they're taking and approaching will have just as much juice and sauce as learning the current process that's set up within our legalese system, right? So, but what I've always stated is that, you know, with the common law approach and doing it in like Joe's doing it and Elijah's doing it right now, she's going to be hitting it on this, is that I need to see it straight up through the process, and I think things need to get filed right still. There still has to be some things that you're bringing forth. Still got to be structured right, and that's what Joe's done. Joe's structured it and done it right to help Elijah bring it forth like we all been looking for, so that's pretty cool. All right, so like, don't let them rush you through anything. If you try this, they are up to something. If they try this, they are up to something crooked. Stop and confer with your counselors to deduce what it is. Now, confer with your counselors. Do y'all talk to y'all's DAs?
All the time.
That's a question. Are y'all talking to y'all's DAs?
Mine ignores me. I've tried.
Yes.
I know I'm
They
talking.
definitely act like they're better than you, but whenever you start sending traceable documents to communicate with them, then they typically will behave.
Well, just emails in general. Like I be shooting out emails and they all be answering. I don't know. Yes, ma'am. So don't agree to anything that you don't understand. Don't agree. Come here, girl. Come here. Objection, objection, objection. Come here. Come here. This is how you record the court's unfairness on the court record. Yeah, Anya's on my ass. She's like a chanting play with her. I got to get to this girl right now. Y'all gonna have to do y'all want this document or something? I don't know. Y'all just gonna have to Yes, like baby girl, I can't do this to baby girl.
Can you send us this one and the other one that you were doing too on objections?
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Or put it in Discord.
I gotta find it. All right, big girl. Let's see.
Yeah, enjoy your time with baby girl. Don't short on that.
Is that your only?
She going off on me right now. All right, so we're going to.
I remember when my daughter was that small.
Export. Desktop.
All right, so big.
Daddy, so big. Dad, it's so big.
I'm bigger than you.
I'm not big. I'm small.
Use a mini me.
I'm not big. I'm small.
Yeah, use the mini me. Where's the chat at? Admit. You are Anya, which is a mini me.
Her name's Anya.
Yeah.
So pretty. Hi, Anya. I like your dress. Your skirt is so
Say hi.
pretty.
You gotta say it in the microphone. Say hi. Okay, both of the documents are in there.
Which one did you have pulled up right now?
That was the survival guy. The other one was on the objections. I'm going on mute.
Listen to the chime.
Oh wait, you know what? Since baby girl on me, we're gonna end this for YouTube anyways. Y'all say bye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, YouTube.
See you later.
Bye, YouTube.